Let's fucking go.
The Emperor has been expecting you.
Hi everyone and welcome to One Six Figure Focus, and you're very welcome to another episode of the Hope Show, a weekly live stream dedicated to 1/6 scale collecting in general, movies, TV, pop culture, and those type of shenanigans. So today we have Phil, aka Rogue One Photography, and we have Eddie Money Mendez. There might be another few people joining us, but unfortunately some of the regulars can't join us today. But yeah, that's just how life goes. These people give up their time pretty much every Monday for between 1.5 and 3 hours, so it is greatly appreciated. So hopefully they'll be back in the future, and we might have been people rolling in. How you doing today, guys?
Good.
You
very
you
good.
Finish work for the day, Phil?
Yeah, I had an early one today. My boss kicked me out early, so I managed to pick my
Good stuff.
for the
It's
first
great when
time
your
in a few
boss
months.
kicks you out.
He literally kicked me out.
Yeah, we're on the same. Just for those who don't know, like myself and Phil are on the same time zone because Ireland and Wales and then Scotland and England are on the same time zone, Greenwich Mean Time. So I think Greenwich is a place in London, I believe. So yeah, we're on the same thing. Eddie, I was messaging you. I think was it Friday night or Saturday, just kind of asking, like, 'cause I know you're Cali, and I was just kind of saying like, hope all is well with you and stuff like that. Because the stuff that we're seeing on the news here is just some of the scariest stuff I've ever seen in a news report. Like, so you're all good, yeah?
Yeah, we're good. It's pretty crazy, but me and my girlfriend are fine. We did have to leave for the weekend. We left like Thursday night because we did get an evacuation order, but
Wow.
it was within like a couple hours. It was downgraded from an order to a warning because there was a new fire that started behind me. I sort of live maybe like 15 miles, maybe 20 miles from the biggest fire that is going on. But I'm in the city and the fire's going on just outside of the city, and it hasn't crossed over into the city yet. So, and the way the wind is taking it, it's taking it more southeast from me.
Right.
So it's not headed towards me. So that's, at least luckily for me in my area, I don't think it's going to head this way. And the reason we got an evacuation order for Thursday night was because there was one that had started right north of me just a little bit that could have headed this way, but they had already been dealing with the big fires, so I think they were prepared, and a lot of those smaller fires that pop up, they've been getting them out pretty quickly. So
And that's insane because you know the way that you see like a towering inferno, like you see a skyscraper on fire, or even like a 2-story house on fire, and like the battle they have to try and put it out, and often it's just like by the time they put it out, the house is wrote off, it's done, there's no repairing, it's done. Like,
yeah,
to imagine, it's kind of like it's like part of a city on fire, really, isn't it? Like,
yeah, it's
that's
wild.
so scary, man.
People who evacuated later in where the big fire is, by the time it got to their city, they were in their cars, and it was going so fast behind them that the cops had to yell to everybody, get out of your cars and run to the coast, because you guys aren't going to be able to, with all the traffic of people evacuating.
Oh yeah, I get you.
You're not gonna
So
be
it's
able to
like,
drive
yeah,
out. So
you'll be quicker now with the traffic. You'll be quicker on
it's been
foot.
wild.
That's like the type of stuff you see in Dante's Peak or something, when the volcano's kind
Yeah.
of chasing him, and you're like, that's so ridiculous, that would never happen. But then it's just a fire, and I imagine a volcano is a lot more intense than a fire. But like that is so scary. So look, thoughts and prayers to all of our collecting friends and non-collecting friends and people of California. It's interesting you said about the wind, because my girlfriend was telling me that there was some clip going around, like Joe Rogan had interviewed some, like, I know, some chief fire inspector a bunch of months ago or something like that. I know it was a month ago, years ago, because California had a few fires in the last few years, some serious fires, and the guy was saying, as damaging as the previous ones were, and they were damaging, people lost their homes, people lost their lives, and they said that they've been lucky with the wind, because the days it happened or the weeks that happened, there really wasn't that much for wind, and they said it just takes one steady gust of wind, prevailing wind, to happen at the same time as a fire, just carry that, and that's kind of what we're seeing now. So it's just really scary. So I hope that all our friends in the community, and of course the families and loved ones and people outside, are okay, because it seems like a lot of people have lost homes. It's kind of like, would it be SoCal? Is that the Malibu kind of, and then so
right
there's a blend
above
of like,
LA. It's in LA County, but it's on the border of Ventura, so it's Calabasas, like right where the Kardashians live, Malibu, Santa Monica. The pier is still there, so like everything you see on TV for LA, that's where the fire is. But like you were saying, the winds, all that is dying down this week, so, and it seems like they're getting more containment on it, so I think we're headed in the right direction. I think it's going to get better rather than worse this next week. So
yeah,
hopefully it stays that way, but yeah, we should be doing better this next week.
good stuff. Well, we'll on that note, we'll move on, but yeah, we hope our collecting buddies and non-collecting buddies and just all the people are okay. So yeah, so look, we'll address the chat really quickly. We got 37 people watching live. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Like, sometimes I'd like to go live a bit later so I could capture some more of the American audience, because the time they're all working and stuff like that, just on the live. But like, it's just the kind of thing, like if I'm socializing or going out for a few beers, or I don't have a date night or whatever, like I typically that'll be a Friday or Saturday, and I want to do a weekly live stream, keep it regular and be consistent. I just don't want to give up my Friday or Saturday. Like, so if not that I go out every Friday or Saturday, but I like to reserve the option, even if it's like this cinema or something. So sometimes I'd like to do it a bit later, but it's just, I get up at 5 a.m. So it's like, the later I go, the harder it is to go from horizontal to vertical at 5 o'clock in the morning. Like, so, all right, I'm going to address the chat. Thanks very much to the 40 people. Oh, some people took pity on my 5 a.m. story. Brilliant, exactly. And we got 3 more people. Excellent. 40 people watching live. If you're watching a replay, hit the like, subscribe button. It's greatly appreciated. As usual, I think I have a link to the channel membership. I should have. I usually do. 1 second if I get that done. I thought I posted that. Maybe it disappeared earlier or later on. So I'm just going to post this. It is not... I can't link it here. I'll pin it later on when the guys are talking or something like that. But yeah, so that is the link just gone in to if you want to support the channel by becoming a channel member. It's 2 different tiers, troopers and commanders. No obligation, but it is greatly appreciated. So we have got Rogue One Photography, channel member, panel member, and possessor of the blue wrench. If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. So we have barefoot on bricks. This is not brick, Artemis, I presume. No. Okay, no. I was thinking like someone rebranded. I wouldn't like to step on Lego barefoot, but we've all done it. It's like it's up there with like an upturned plug. Did you ever go full force on an upturned plug? You probably wouldn't have that, Eddie, because like in Ireland and the UK, our plugs they lie on their backs and there's like 3 prongs, but in America you have 2-prong system, do you?
Yeah.
So you can't. Can you even have an upturn? Do they lie sideways? Yeah, imagine that, like full force running through the sitting room in the hallway and then bang on it. We
have some that are like sideways like that, but
tell you,
yeah, normally they're not.
Booby traps. The Home Alone Kevin should have threw out a few of those. Give him a shorter movie. Tiny Art Guy, channel member, thank you very much, and a creator of a wonderful canvas throws. Check him out on Instagram. We got Vita, our very, very regular, consistent one female member that watches this show. We thank you. God bless you, and God bless Jim too. Great for the algorithm. Thank you, Vita, and a channel member as well. We X-Man Supreme, who is going to be joining us. He can't join us on the 20th, but he will be joining us on the hopefully the 27th. We're going to get him on. Amped Comics, haven't seen you in here before, but thank you very much for being here. We got Mark Mitchell, channel member, thank you very much. Mike Fayella with the exclamation marks. Noble Young, who wasn't first in the chat today, which is the first time I think that's ever happened. Thanks very much for being here. Gio, who's going to join us next week on the 20th. I hope that's still all good. Let me know. Christian, Crosshair, Cooper. I need to pronounce this right because I was pronouncing it Doguito, and that's not right. I think is it Dogito? I definitely mispronounced. I know it's not Doguito. Is it
Doug?
Dogito? Just Doug?
In my head is Dogito.
Yeah, I think it's Doug.
I think it's Dogito. Yeah, Dogito. I'm going with that. I'm shooting with Dogito. Can you let me know phonetically again, just because I want to get this right? Who else do we got? Also from California, thankfully about an hour away, but hope everything. Yeah, good stuff. Good vibes. Thanks very much. California needs Irish rain, 100%, man. Yeah, we've got so much rain. Cal Fire is a bunch of beasts. Those guys deserve all the praise they get. That's the fire brigade, like the fire service. Yeah, absolutely, man. Those people are. Most people want to rush out of a burning building. Those guys rush in to save people. That's not all heroes wear capes. Some of them wear oxygen tanks. That's 100% good stuff. X-Men Supreme, just rain in general. It doesn't really rain at all. Yeah, we got loads of it. We got the fact checker here, who is a channel member, panel member, and wielder of the coveted blue wrench. What's up, everyone? Sorry I'm not here, but hoping to be here next week for the holiday. Absolutely, hoping to have you here as well. Do you have a holiday on all of Monday, or is it Tuesday of the holiday? I presume it's a Monday. Is that right, Jose? Let us know.
Next Monday.
Next Monday. And what is the occasion?
MLK Jr.'s birthday, I think.
MOK.
MLK, Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday.
I see. I have a dream. Good stuff, right? And you get the kind of like a bank holiday, a national holiday.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Kevin from Denmark. Haven't seen you around here before. Thanks very much for being here. I went to Denmark when I was 16. I went to Copenhagen and I quite liked it. Would go back. Would recommend. Nice city. We got Trevor16 Shooter. I'm not sure if Trevor's joining us here, but thanks very much for being here. Also a panel member. Dogito has confirmed that it's not Doguito. There's no W there. It's Dogito. Thanks very much. We got Ryan Respect Galore. I watched this man's Instagram, a few of his reels recently. Man, this guy absolutely shreds on the guitar, man. Keep up the good stuff. I love that. Used to play in a metal band a long time ago. Long time ago. Oh, heavy rock band, kind of riff rock. That's another life, another story. Yeah, Vita, keep up. It's great for the algorithm. Who else do we have? I think Martin Luther King. We are up to date. All right, we'll get straight into something before we do the housekeeping later on. Eddie, your choice. What you want to do?
What is what is Wish?
Wish is really simple. What one figure have like Hot Toys, InArt, J&D, whoever haven't done that you're like chomping at the bit for? Like, as in maybe they've done it before, right? But they haven't like put it up for pre-order or something. What figure are you like, I really want them to do this? For example, my one is, I want them to do a Ripley. I don't care if it's Alien or Aliens. I want one. I don't really care if it's artisan or not. Just give us one and do it right. Whether it's fantastic sculpted hair or whether it's rooted hair, or do one of each. I don't care. Give us a brand new, up-to-date, phenomenally sculpted and painted, separate rolling eyeballs function, great sculpted hair, rooted hair, tailoring, the whole shebang. That is my wish list. That's what I want more than probably anything.
That's a good one. That's a really good one. And then when you ask questions like that, like a million things go into your head, but I think the number one thing that we might get lucky. I really want a Dutch.
We could, man.
Yeah.
They're knocking out of the park with those seamless bodies like Bane and the Peacemaker, so it could happen.
Yeah, that would be my. And I'd be biased towards InArt. Hopefully they make him, but you know, Hot Toys that's fine too. They're doing great stuff now, so yeah.
Good stuff. What about yourself, Phil? And people in the chat, put in your like, what figures do you want to see announced? What's your wish? And one figure, if it hasn't gone up for pre-order yet, that maybe it's an old figure like I'd love to. A Kyle Reese would be awesome as well. They did a Kyle Reese before, but it looked like not Kyle Reese. Phil, what you think?
Probably asking the ministry of the obvious here, but I'd love to have an artisan Leia. Don't care which movie she's from.
Yeah.
Well, I say I don't care. The original trilogy.
Yeah, I want those bagels.
Yeah, I'd like that. Slave would be fantastic, but I can't see that ever happening. But
Yeah, true. Gonna be Disneyfied. It'd be called Slug Prisoner Leia or something. They'd even change Jabba's name because that'd be some sort of body shaming or something. I don't know. And then I don't think Slug is much better. But all right, good stuff. It's a good warm up. Okay, Phil, what do you want to talk about?
I have a feeling it's what Eddie may have been going for, but I'm gonna whatever that emoji is down on the left hand side.
The stressed out one.
That's the one.
Okay, you know the way like that's really simple. Like, so people like, I sometimes hear people talking about the hobby being stressful, and I kind of don't allow myself to be stressed by this because I think like the daily challenges that life will throw at you, maybe it's whether I know it's work stress or whether it's like obligations you have outside of work or whatever, things big tips you have to be, things you have to do, like life's going to throw you. This should be like the one of the third places. I think everyone should have like their work life, their family life, and then their third place. Hobbies you're passionate about, whether that's exercise or collecting or fishing or whatever. So like, but I get sometimes people can get stuff into the hole. Maybe it comes from like over ordering or something like that. But like, how would you prevent getting stressed in the hobby? Like, what advice would you give to your your year one self, or say maybe even brand new collectors to go, okay, don't do this. Maybe it's a mistake you made or whatever. What would you avoid to avoid stress? Maybe give us a tip to avoid stress.
If you can find, it's probably different for the guys across the pond, but if you can find somebody with reasonable prices outside of the Hong Kong resellers, then I'd definitely do that. Because
So
there's
like
quite a...
yeah.
Go on, sorry.
No, go on.
I was just going to say, so there seems to be, I don't know whether it's only because only now I'm discovering them or they're becoming more and more popular, but there are quite a few. They're still resellers, but I think they're UK based.
Like Toys on Fire and stuff like that.
Toys on Fire, DP Collectibles. I think Dan in Carbonite uses The Good, the Bad and the Robots. And yes, it is a little bit more pricey, but you eradicate the import fee and generally the shipping is included.
Mm-hmm.
And in all fairness, most collectors in the UK at the moment, like this, the Artisan Jack, they've got it in hand already. So they're pretty quick. How long that'll last, I don't know. But as it stands, if I was to give advice to somebody on this side of the pond or in Europe, I would say if you can avoid the Hong Kong resellers direct, because I've had a lot more issues with those than I have with UK-based resellers.
Okay, because at least you're probably maybe the UK-based resellers have already done the donkey work and they have it in the country, and they're like, okay, we have this now, do you want it or not? And even if it's a little bit more, they're shipping it domestically, and you a bit more of a rights or something like that. You can chase that.
Yeah, and some of them are going down the route now of payment plans as well, if you want it. So
excellent.
It's
good stuff. Eddie, you've been in the game a long time. What kind of tip would you give to new collectors or to younger self to prevent yourself getting stressed out or overwhelmed in the hobby?
I don't know the best way to, because what I'm going to say is good and bad. So I guess don't compare yourself to the people on YouTube, or don't get caught up in the streaming and the and the social media of collecting. Just enjoy collecting for yourself. Don't collect for anybody else. Enjoy your displays for yourself. Like, don't worry about having the Maji cases and the brand new stuff that you're seeing on videos every day. Like, just collect for yourself. I don't know the best way to narrow that down. If that even makes sense,
I think you've nailed it. Yeah, don't keep up with the Joneses.
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah.
That's fair. I could give the usual ones about like, ask yourself, will you like this figure in 10 years before you pre-order? I could tell you to avoid buying on a credit card, but in fairness, buying on a credit card could be a good thing too, because then if you do buy on a credit card, you have a certain amount of like, if someone doesn't deliver the figure, you can just get onto your credit card company and say they never delivered that, and they'll refund you, and they'll fight it, which is actually fantastic, a bit of protection. I could tell you about like the triple threat and stuff like that. Make sure that you love the character, love the material, love the source material, and love that version. But a lot of people don't collect that way. I'm gonna go something different. Look at your pre-order lists, see your outstanding balance, and ask yourself, if all them invoices arrive today, would you be able to pay them off with the cash?
Yes.
Because if you can't, you are fucked. Okay,
Yes.
you are. Like, you mean it, like, realistically, InArt are even getting a little bit faster. Imagine, InArt are getting faster. Hot Toys are definitely pumping things out faster, and they're not sticking to their schedules. Balin Skull, just off the top of my head, arrived a few months early. So, like, just ask you, look at your pre-order list and take away what you paid, maybe an NRD, or the ones you paid off, take them away and just say, right, this is the amount of money I owe. That is sobering. Would you be able to pay it off if all the invoices arrived today? And I often look at that and I go, no, I'm not ordering. I'm going to hold this off, or I'll pay this off, you know. So that'll be my one. Going to catch up with some of the chats. David, a great one. To avoid stress, pick a lane, stick to it. Lol. It's almost like, yeah, that's what I tell myself, but I don't do it. I would love to have so much more. Oh no, actually, Dave's pretty good. So much more space and money if I just stuck to X-Men stuff. Another good tip: the majority of stuff you'll want to collect will like to be cheaper later. Fact, either for sale from retailers. It's very rare something skyrockets in value and it becomes unattainable in this hobby. Let's be honest. You can always get it. Bane. It was like, oh, you can't get it. He's really hard to get. Give it a few months. You'll be on BST, brand new. Some of them sealed, and you will pick it up because people moved on to the next thing if they're that type of collector. Like, if you're impulsive in this hobby, you're in for a wild ride. Jedi Patrol Ryan, thanks very much. I loved your Dune review. I have not seen your Joker 4-pack one. I don't know if it's live yet. I did see you put up a post. It was the dancing Joker, and I didn't actually check if you'd uploaded the 4-pack. If you're still here, will you let us know if that's actually live or not? Because I might give it a watch. Well, I will give it a watch, but I might give it a watch after if it's live. So stay out of Facebook groups. Yeah, I've kind of peeled back because, you know, when you see, okay, you're never going to win an argument online. You just won't. And like, it's very hard to win an argument with an intelligent person. It's impossible to win one with a moron, and you're never going to win one on the internet. So like, if you see a post, I'm a sucker for it. Someone put something up controversial, and I was like, I just have to read these comments. I know I shouldn't, but it's like a car crash. You keep looking at it, and the shit that people say is just like, I'm embarrassed for the human race. So I just exit a lot of those groups. Anyway, I get that point. Simon saying great advice. Vita, great advice. Eddie. Balin and Revan super early. Ryan got Balin. Fila Burn saying X-Man. I really only collect Marvel Comics line, but want the movie figures to make Midnight Suns. Joker vid in the works, not done yet. Looking forward to it. Thank you, Ryan. Mine's on the way. Mine shipped. Got a big invoice. It's beans and toast for a long time. Trevor, how are you?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
What's up?
Hey, Trevor.
What's up, kids?
Give us some wisdom.
Hey.
We were just discussing
Okay.
if you could, the emoji here that this fella looks stressed. We don't want to be like this guy. He looks very stressed. He's like a Lego man here. He's very stressed. He's panicking. He's having a panic attack. He's got anxiety. We don't want to be like them. It should be like a fun hobby. So, like, what advice would you give to new collectors or to your younger year one collecting self? Would you just say stop, use the exit door, find a cheaper hobby, yoga, meditation,
stamp
just
collecting?
go
Yeah,
vegan or something? Go on. MMA.
Yeah, if you must get into this, I think I think try to pick a focus right off the bat. I don't know if you've said this already, and I'm not just trying to promote the show either, but try to pick a focus and Stick to that. Don't get, I mean, it's tough to not to get FOMO, but here's the thing, like, you're going to quickly run out of space, and or at some point you will. And it's nice to kind of have extra room and stretch it out. I mean, if you want to keep this hobby going for 10, 15, 20 years, you'll be able to get the stuff you want, or there'll be a better version of it 5 years down the line. So you don't need to have it like immediately right now on the shelf. You know what I mean? Like, think about the next version of it, or think about, like, I'm going to think about that for a while. I'll look at it. I'll look at some reviews. If I really feel a hole in my soul here for this figure, you can go out and get it. It's not, most stuff is not, especially these days, is not going up incredibly in price right after it comes out. You know what I mean?
Sorry, Trevor, I
Like,
don't mean to interrupt you, but you just reminded me of that Nine Inch Nails song, Head Like a Hole.
Head Like a
Black
Hole.
Your Soul.
Black
I'd
as
rather
your soul.
die than give you control.
Control.
You ever seen Nine Inch Nails live?
Yeah, I did. Actually, I saw them at the first Lollapalooza. That's how old I am.
Ah, cool, man. That's
they
cool.
were, yeah, that was on that album too. I think on that tour.
Yeah, I've seen them
first one.
live 3 times. Once in London, once in a festival called Pukkelpop in Belgium, and once in Ireland. And
Nice.
man, they're good.
Yeah, they are really,
Trent
really
Reznor's
good
an absolute
live.
hero. I was watching The Bear last night. You know that show, the cooking show.
Yeah, yeah.
And they had like this. They do some really like beautiful montages where it's like, I know everyone getting up in the morning and kind of following them through their routine, and then everyone prepping the veg before the hustle and bustle. And there's some beautiful music in the background. Like, who is that? And I googled it or Shazammed it. It was Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross. They've like done a lot of soundtracks together, and I love when you hear something like that's quality and you already respect the person who it is. That's
Exactly.
cool, man. So
Yep.
yeah, but you're absolutely right. The advice you're giving there, things become available. I think that's something. I'm probably going to pass on Xenomorph, for example.
Mm-hmm.
But it's exciting because I know I can get it if I want, but I know if I hold out, I think they will do one from Alien or Aliens.
That we talked about that before. I think we talked about when we were talking about that figure. If it's not the exact thing you want, or if you look at it, you're going, it's okay. I don't like the sculpt. I'm not sure about this. Pass, man, pass. And if you feel like you really need it once it comes out, you'll be able to get it. Maybe you pay a few bucks extra. Maybe you wait a little longer and somebody doesn't want it and they sell it on a group or whatever. You'll be able to get it for a decent price. It's not going to be
100%.
Nothing goes through
100%.
the roof anymore. You know what I mean? Not
Yeah.
really.
This isn't like none of the figures behind us like are mint sealed on card rocket firing Boba Fett's from 1980 or 83.
Right,
like
exactly.
What are they going for, like $250,000 now or something like that? It's nuts.
Yeah, I mean, I collect 1/12th, obviously, too, and there's a lot of people I know that like to keep things on card, and I keep saying, like, it's not going to be... The reason those things are high is because those were toys that we took out. Rarely people kept them on a card. If they did, they were, like, under a sofa or something like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
100%.
I forgot about them, so just take them out, play with them, have fun.
Yeah, 100%.
Don't worry about... Yeah, that's another piece of advice. Don't look at it as an investment. It's not an investment. It's just have fun
Yeah,
with it.
if you want to make money, get a job.
Yeah, exactly.
Invest in...
And then quit to come on this show.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly. That was the advice. If you can't make it, I just say quit your job. Like, usually people say, will you support me? I'll support you on the show. All right, look, we're going to go through some of the basic housekeeping here, folks. This won't take too long. We're currently at 4,324 subscribers. Thank you very much. I do appreciate if you're any of those people. If you're watching right now, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment, engage in the chat, consider becoming a channel member, and all that is greatly appreciated. And we're kind of on the journey, slow and steady, to 5,000 subs. So hopefully we will get there. It'd be nice to get there this year as well. So yeah, 4,323. Thank you very much. Channel members, so these are the troopers tier. We got Stanley, Vita, Tiny Art Guy, Figurecraft, Blair Dad Life. We've got 16 Shooter, who's here with us. Figures and Phantom, Figures and Fandom, previously Evil Sneaker. We've got Yomo, Howard Potts, Ian, aka Agent Silver Fox, Jose G Hernandez, aka the Fact Checker, Brian Wong, The Ben Thomas Show. We will always have 800. Eddie Money Mendez, who is a channel member and panel member. We got Jim Collector, who's a channel member, panel member, and just not here with us in the moment. And it's Vita's other half. Vita's the better half, though. We know that. Lancelot's Nerd Corner, Mike L, previously Thrawn's Office, who was previously Mike L, and who is usually a channel member, but he can't join us today. I think he's not feeling the best. I think he's saying his family are a little bit sick, so I hope they're okay. And we got Ryan Smith as well. Okay, so that is the Troopers tier, and of course we also have the Commanders tier, who have their YouTube handle displayed at the end of an outro, basically at the end of all of the content, just like this. 58 people watching live, greatly appreciated. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and shout out to people watching the replay as well. So in December, all the channel revenue is added up, and when YouTube inevitably pay out, which will be at the 20th of this month, that's what YouTube usually do. So December's revenue will be paid out on the 20th of January. I'm going to donate that to Children's Health Ireland. So thank you very much to all the people who contributed, whether you were here watching, which will drive up a little bit of ad revenue, you dropped a super chat or a super sticker, or you're a channel member or anything like that. All of that helps. Even you watching and more people watching, YouTube pays out that tiny little bit of ad revenue. So our target was 250 and we made €342.24. Thank you very much for your generosity. It's greatly appreciated. That goes to Children's Health Ireland. New videos, just two. Flame off. Have to acknowledge here, I think it was Tuesday morning, because we streamed, and I think this was announced in my time Tuesday morning. I woke up, it was in our group chat for the Hope Show. I saw, I need to add Eddie to that actually. I saw this, I saw, man, that head sculpt's rough, and immediately I went, well, flame off. It was the most obvious dad joke I think I've ever had, and it's completely in tune with all of my silly thumbnails. So I didn't, literally, the only thing I did on YouTube that day was I listened to Collecting Weekly in the morning when I was in the gym, and it was, sorry, it must have been Wednesday morning, because they go live on Tuesday, Wednesday morning. And I don't even look at YouTube when I'm on that. I'm on the, I just listen to my ears, and I just, you know, while I train or whatever. Went, had a flat out day at work, came back, and I was like, right, I'm going to make a quick video on this, quick 8-minute video, bang, bang. And I was like, right, surely someone has used Flame Off. So I had a quick scroll through YouTube, and what I saw was Collector Joey, and right, thumbnail, no, he didn't use it. And Optical, didn't use it. Grand, I'm good to go. Make the video, make the thumbnail, and then go to bed. And then Ben Thomas messaged me the next morning with his thumbnail. He was like, great minds. I was like, oh fuck, Ben, shit, I'm sorry, man, because YouTube is like, YouTube, okay, 6-scale collecting is a niche. Being a content creator who unboxes and reviews and discusses 1/6-scale figures is a niche within a niche. So while we all do similar content, I don't like lifting other people's stuff. So if I'd seen it, I wouldn't have used it. So shout out to Ben. In fairness, Ben was basically saying great minds. He wasn't like calling me out or any bullshit, like, but because like we're friends. But yeah, fuck it. He beat me to it, and I was sickened. But at the same time, yeah, I just want to acknowledge that as well. I wouldn't have used the thumbnail if I'd noticed that Ben's first. So shout out to Ben. You beat me to it. Damn Canadian Mountain Time or whatever the hell you're on. InArt new announcements. We'll discuss that today. And we're back to here. Trevor, what do you want to talk about?
What do I want to talk about? You know what I want to talk about. I want to talk about InArt.
Okay, cool. So do I. So I've got a tab from Toy Panic. And then I've got some of the images. We'll start off with the images that Phil shared that I'm sure you've all seen. Just before we do anything, I want to share this. So share the screen. And we're going to go InArt. So I saw this post a while back on their Facebook, and I believe their Instagram as well. It's basically saying on January 18th they're going to be in Tokyo, Japan for some sort of fan event, some sort of toy expo. I was like, oh great, super. And then these photos that I'm about to show you now dropped. Phil was the first person to bring them to my attention, so thanks very much for that. Phil just threw them into our group chat. I really appreciate that. I'm sure you've all seen it. It seems to be like a photo or photos of like a big screen where they must have had, I believe this is in Malaysia. There was some sort of I know it was a toy fair in Malaysia, and we saw this, and this. So between Phil and some of the images that I got from Wayne_collecting, I believe it's called, on Instagram. So this is what we've got. So what do you want me to land on, and I'll let you discuss while I just address the chat and stuff. What, Phil, anything in particular you want to start with?
Well, we could start with that. We could start with Superman.
Yep.
What you want to say? Go for it.
Yeah, so, man, I just, if anybody hasn't watched the Christopher Reeve documentary on Netflix, or is it on Max? I think it's on Max. Amazing. Bring a box of tissues, first of all. Second of all, it just makes me want to watch at least the first two movies over again. And I really hope that they nail this, because I really, really want this. I love this base idea. Yeah, I'm super excited for this. No pun intended.
Yeah. The thumbnail I used was actually the original prototypes that people kind of dragged over the
Yeah.
coals.
Yeah.
And it's hard to tell if these are better because this is like some guy taking a photo of a projector, and the projector's it's obviously kind of bleached. It's not the best quality. I know when I'm in
Yeah.
school and I'm teaching, if I have a really I like to have like really like almost 4K images because I know
Mhm.
that when I throw them onto the board, it's going to downgrade. The same detail is not going to be as good.
Mhm.
And it kind of probably happened a
And-
bit here as well. And everyone's
and honestly,
a photo and
These look like renders too. This looks like I
Yeah.
mean, he's not standing on the. Neither one of them are standing on those bases.
yeah, it's not. It's just like a mock-up for what they have coming up.
Mhm.
We'll know better when we see the actual prototypes.
Yep.
Shout out to Classy Thomas, SpongeBob
Hey, what's
SquareBalls. Thomas, I believe, was ill for the last few months.
Wow.
I think he joined. I haven't watched the Ben Thomas shows. Let's Get Nuts from last night, but I think he may have joined last night. I can't remember if he did. Maybe let us know. But Thomas, you're an absolute legend, and I hope you're feeling better. We're thinking about you, mate.
Sure.
Tiny Art Guy is, if any of
Yeah.
the panel members would like a free blanket, take a look and let me know which one you'd like. Really appreciate this show. Man, that's really generous. Not
Yeah,
only
thank you, man.
a regular viewer of the channel and a panel member, but that's really cool. I do appreciate that. I think, is it Mandy Burton streams with one of them in the background? Would that be right? Am I getting that right?
She does, yeah.
Yeah,
She does.
that's really generous. Yeah, I might have a look on Instagram and hit you up. That's really generous. We might even do maybe might pick out one of your designs and do a really popular one that maybe a lot of people would like, and maybe even give it away in a channel member giveaway or something like that.
That'd
He
be
might
cool.
win his own thing. Thanks very much. I really do appreciate that. This is a terrible likeness. Are you talking about the Superman or?
I think when you had the Chris Evans image up, I think that's referring to.
Oh yeah. That's
Oh
older.
yeah, maybe that
Yeah.
was it. Yeah. Okay, so I'm just gonna take.
Phil, you're into this too, right?
Do you know, well, you know yourself how often Dan in Carbonite bangs on about we need a Crystal Reeve, and I've never had any interest in it. But when I saw this, I thought like, wow, this is impressive.
So you're
No, I
throwing
want-
all the advice that we gave out at the beginning of the show right out the window
Exactly.
and buying something you're really not that interested in.
Yeah, it's I'm going
But
back to
if-
the,
If
Go
we
on.
smell blood in that group chat, though, we're not
That's true.
like Dan's
That is
avoiding watching Dune 2 again because he knows he'll start hunting down the Paul Atreides, and we're just like, just watch Dune 2 because it's like it's an awesome movie. Just watch it.
you
see
will
how
not
feel.
watch it.
Yeah. But I think I'm going to take Trevor's advice. I think I'm going to watch that documentary about Christopher Reeves and then go back and watch all these movies. For the simple reason that I don't gravitate towards these movies. Like I've
Yep.
seen them when I was a kid, but I don't think I've watched these movies in 30 years. Like I think I watched them when I was like 10, and for whatever reason they didn't land with me. But
You know what's
And
interesting? The documentary like plays the Superman thing against his life later on after the accident and kind of goes backwards and forwards in time. And I think when you watch something about the context of the time of this movie coming out and what it meant in, superhero terms, and it means a lot. It may give you a different perspective when you're watching the actual movies. So it's cool in that way.
the only thing that sort of prevented me from watching it so far is because of how emotional that I've heard it is.
Ooh,
I'm
it
thinking,
is.
I'm
It
going
is.
to sit there and watch something that I know is going to have me in tears.
Oh yeah.
Do I want to put myself through that?
It's good and bad. I mean, it's always sad. I mean, we know the ending and everything,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
there are a lot of it's a lot of positivity that came out of his life though too. So it's not all. It's sad in the way things went down, but what he did with it after that is pretty amazing.
if he hadn't done what he did, would stem cell research be as
Yeah.
Advanced.
as
Yeah.
it is now?
Yeah.
They're making like serious progress and stuff like
Mhm.
that, and like even the concept of it is amazing.
Yeah.
Like
And his kids still carry on
Yeah.
his legacy and his charity. So it's great. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's had a big impact just because it brought attention to the situation. So
yeah, and it's just so ironic. Like it's like really darkly ironic the way like Superman ended up paralyzed. Like it was a horse riding accident. Would that be correct?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just like you couldn't write it like yeah. It's obviously.
Mm-mm.
I imagine that's one of the toughest pills to swallow. I think.
Yeah.
jockeys it's a notorious industry.
Yes.
It wouldn't like so many jockeys end up absolutely paralyzed. So
Yep.
Vita, you can see them on Tiny Art Guy on Instagram. I think if you go to Instagram and click in Tiny Art Guy, I believe that will bring you to-
tinyartguy.com too.
Oh right, it's got the website as well. Good
Yeah,
stuff. Yeah, look, I'm going to take Trevor's advice. I'm going to watch the documentary and I'm going to watch all the movies again. But like I'm out on this. Anyone else in on this?
not 100% committed yet because obviously you want to see what it actually looks like.
Yeah,
but-
that's true.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
yeah, I'd be tempted. I'm
I'll be in on it.
presuming
I'm
it's going
pretty-
to be a 2-pack, is it?
Eddie's in it.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's awesome. That's cool, man.
I think it's going to fly off.
I didn't think this was one of those movies that you would have liked. I don't know why, but
No, I
that's
love
cool.
the first one. It's been a long time since I've seen
Mhm.
it.
Cool.
I seen 2 and 3, but
Yeah.
I don't even
2's good.
remember them as much. But
Three's forgettable.
I really liked the first one, and I think my mom liked it. I think that's why I watched it when I was younger. But
Mm-hmm.
also, Smallville is one of my favorite shows of all time, and they brought him back as not as Clark Kent, but they brought him back for Smallville, so that was awesome too. And but yeah, I also I just love things that are like pop culture history, kind of and this Superman is it's as big as Keaton Batman, this is
Yeah.
people's Superman, so
Yeah.
This
I like
would
stuff
be
like
like
that.
a center point to like a movie icons display.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
100%.
No one's going to walk in and go, "Who's that guy?"
yeah,
You know.
exactly.
So regardless, even if you're a young kid and you've watched the DC.
Yeah.
Who's frozen?
Oh, okay.
I think
Am I
Shane-
glitching out?
Shane's frozen.
You're good.
just a little bit. Yep.
It's normally
Can
me.
you still hear me now?
Yeah, you're good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, it's everyone's gonna know who this is. I get that. It's a pop culture icon. I get what you're saying, Eddie. It's it is a piece of pop culture. All right, let's pick true. I thought you were gonna go straight to those goddamn hobbits.
Well, I was kind of saving them, savoring.
Artisan feet.
Okay, so we're gonna.
I mean,
look
all this
at-
looks really good. I
Yeah,
mean,
dude, as a Snyder guy.
Yeah.
Okay, let's
That's
go through the
awesome.
big picture. So, because I do have 3 big pictures, or is it 2? No, I've got the big pictures here. So, yeah. So, you're in on Eddie? You're keen on this, yeah?
Yeah, I need those, man. I hope we get more with them. I wish they'd do a 2-pack for Batfleck. We need a Bruce Wayne and Batman. So it's still exciting to see it, and I love all the accessories it comes with, and it'll be amazing. And I'm still gonna get the Hot Toy 2.0 from BVS, but I'll take as many Batflecks as I can get, especially one from InArt. So I'm super hyped, man. I think
this is
we
gonna
knew they were
happen.
doing it, so I'm upset that we aren't seeing prototypes at least, because I feel like they've been talking about doing this since the beginning. So it's dude, get a prototype.
And you know
got
what
a weird-
I didn't see? You know what I didn't see?
What was that?
Where's the Bale Batman that they've been saying since day one to go
I
with
know,
your
right?
Joker? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, come on. They've even showed that 3D render and said something they put up on their official story on their Instagram. It was a unpainted sculpt of, it wasn't even 3D render. It was someone holding an unpainted sculpt of Christian Bale and it had the kind of DX19 style cowl, and it was watch this space or something. And that was 2 years ago.
I wonder if this is something that they're actually going to have at whatever this event is to show people, or if this is an internal presentation that somebody just kind of snapped away. You know what I mean?
I think you're on the right track, man. I think they're going to
Yeah.
see prototypes of these
Yeah.
this Saturday at Tokyo. I'm
Yeah.
hoping that is the story. I think even if they're early prototypes, you know the way InArt the early prototypes, everyone just go, "Oh my god, this looks like crap,"
Yeah.
and then you don't see it again for a year and it looks amazing. So maybe
Yeah.
the Clark Kent and Superman
Yeah.
Superman would be
Hopefully they've learned that they shouldn't show those things. And second of all, I can't imagine you set up your own event, not tied to something else that you have to rush for, and not have incredible stuff to show. So it's got to be.
yeah.
Yeah.
They're going to have to come out with a bang. No, they originally said a 1/6 scale Bale, but they're doing a 1/12 by Morphig. So, rumor has it that the Batfleck comes with a photo of J-Lo instead of Martha. I think he's moved on to... Wait, no, he was married to J-Lo, then was married to Jennifer Gardner, and then went back to J-Lo, and now they're finished again. But I think he's been linked to Anna de Armas now.
Oh, I think I saw that rumor
Can't
too.
keep track. I don't care.
So it's like that's a hat trick as far as I'm concerned. Like,
Yeah.
fair play to him. Like, I mean, there's no bad option there. God bless him. I rewatched BVS the other day because, you know, when you get a figure in, I want to watch the movie that's from. So I went and watched Man of Steel, and I did not love Man of Steel. I don't think it's like a 5-star movie, but I gotta do this, folks. I gotta do this. Sorry, I'm gonna little hijack my own show for 2 seconds. Okay, according to this, my little system, where is like the option to make people disappear? I'm gonna put it on the site. Yeah, Man of Steel for me is like solid, good movie. Rewatched it and I thought maybe I'd bump it up to an excellent, but there are some parts of that movie that are absolutely stunning. The Hans Zimmer soundtrack, Henry Cavill, every scene he's in. I loved the suit in pretty much all 3 renditions, that, BVS, and Justice League. Kevin Costner, and I can't remember the name of the woman who plays his mum, they're just so well cast. I believe Kevin Costner is a cowboy who works in a farm because of Yellowstone anyway.
Diane Lane?
Diane Lane, yeah. Oof.
Yeah. Was she not play Lois Lane in one of the Superman movies or something?
Possible.
In the
I think
past?
she played.
She's
I think she in the
fantastic.
past played Lana Lang or Lois. Is it Lois Lane? Lois Lane? Why am I blanking?
Lois.
She might have been Lana Lang in something.
Maybe.
Lois Lane and Lana.
Maybe
Lane.
she was Lana Lang. Yeah, but she the tornado scene, the little bits before he becomes Superman. I loved the bus scene and him getting like okay, he's getting picked on by all these bullies, and it's like he's sitting there taking it all, and I think that's what makes him super. The scene in the bar when the guy throws a beer can at him and dumps. Oh, I just get so angry watching it. But the fact that he walks away from that and doesn't like just flick him like that and kill him, that's what makes him super. That kind of like, he has the power, but he chooses when to use it. And I so want to see him just like knock that guy out, but it's nearly more funny him doing nothing and the guy pushes him, and he may as well be pushing a wall. I just think it's such a good scene, and then he messes up his truck, which I love. But it's all positive, and then I feel like some of the fights, you know, when you have 2 superhuman people who are capable of flying, and then when it goes to the air, whatever, I think it's cool when someone gets smashed and they get smashed so fast or hard, they get smashed through 3 or 4 walls. I love that. That's really cool. It's really cinematic, and it's like, that's what you want to see. But you know when they start fighting in the air, because it's almost weightless, something looks really off about it. I don't think they're there yet with computer-generated images. Like, the same reason I don't like the Burly Brawl in The Matrix Revolutions, the 3rd one. It's just too much air fighting. It's like they're trying to punch each other, but it's like almost punching someone in a dream. You punch them and nothing's happening.
It's like trying to do it underwater, isn't it? When you try.
Yeah, exactly. Trying to punch someone underwater. It's something off about it, but I still think it's a good movie. Where would you actually rate Man of Steel in according to this scale? Like, where would you put it, Phil?
God, I watched it so long.
4. I love Ben Affleck and Cavill,
So I mean, Man of Steel. Sorry, the first, just
Yeah,
the standalone. Yeah.
yeah, I'd give it 4.
Cool, good stuff. Eddie.
I feel like for people, I want to give it a 4, but for me, it's a masterpiece. I love Man
Yeah.
of Steel, dude.
Yeah, I can see why as well. There's some absolute perfect.
And I just love the.
Yeah.
I like when he kills Zod, dude. Like, I like
So
that
do I.
whole emotion and the pain, and like he didn't want to, he didn't have a choice. Like, yeah, I loved what Snyder did, so for me it's a masterpiece. But
It's
I know
maths.
people don't like that.
It's maths. Kill one
Yeah.
person or kill a whole family. That's for them. It's maths. Like, I know it's still you kill, but like he was an impossible choice. I remember years ago, I was working in the school. I was organising a ski trip, and in order to get to where we were going to Italy with a bunch of like 16, 17-year-olds, and I was kind of like, you have like a few, maybe a month before you fly, You invite all the parents and all the students traveling have to come in, and all the parents have to come in, and you explain the rules and where you're going, emergency contacts, and what you're getting for your money and whatever. And one of the things was timing is so important. Like if the bus is picking us up in the morning to bring us to the ski slope, which is 20 minutes away, if you're not there, you're going. But more importantly, I was like, okay, in order to get our 5 o'clock flight or whatever, 7 o'clock flight, we'll say, you have to be at the school at 2 a.m. And that bus is leaving at 2:15. And at 2:15, I'm going to tell the bus driver to go whether you're there or not. Because chances are, out of the 40 people traveling, 38 or 39 will be there. And I'll have a choice to make. Okay, do I leave and phone one parent of one child and go, look, we've gone because you're late, you're going to make your own way to the airport, and annoy one parent? Or do I wait for you and risk missing the flight and have 40 phone calls to put? You know what I mean? It's just maths. So like, and I stand by that. So with that there, he had no, yeah, I like it. I like it, Eddie. And I think that's the Snyder effect. And yeah. Do you not like it? Trevor, how do you feel about that? Because he's kind of like the golden boy, and that goes against the golden boy.
Yeah.
It's been a long time since I've seen it, to be honest. It's probably something I should watch again. I think I was, I mean, you're going to compare. It was the first thing out of the gate, in that universe, and it was, a repeat kind of the villains from the Reeve Superman. So, and I liked Michael Shannon. He's a great actor. I might have to pull an Agent Silver Fox and do a 3.5 stars right now because I can't remember.
I can understand the 0.5.
Yeah.
It's kind of like when it goes to like 3.52947. I just wonder where the maths comes from. What's the difference between like the 0.0001 and the 0.0002? I'll never understand that.
I don't know.
Ian's an engineer, so he thinks different.
Very precise. You got to be very precise.
Shout out to Ian. I hope he's doing all right. Okay, so my point is, sorry that I totally hijacked my own stream. I sat down and watched BVS because I had the BVS Superman there, and again, similarly, I could pick out some great parts. I think the fight's pretty good, man. Like when they eventually fight, I think for the most part it's pretty damn good. Like I think my original point was we were talking about Ben Affleck's body count, and then I remind, well, he's a handsome guy, and I remember thinking like that, that CrossFit scene in BVS, he is an absolute unit. He's not just big. Yeah. Mm-hmm. He is shredded big. Like he's a beast. I can see why a lot of people, he's their Batman, because he's that kind of beastly hulking. He's not, so I'm not surprised.
He looks like the Frank Miller Batman, basically. That's what he looks like. He's got that look. So,
and I'm not surprised that like he's hanging around with the likes of J-Lo, Jennifer Garner, and Anna de Armas. Again, handsome man, an absolute huge fella. Do you think there's any truth or any possibility that Alan Richardson, I think I've got that right, Reacher could be fan cast?
Guy,
I wouldn't mind seeing that one.
The dude
I can see
act.
that.
Do you watch Reacher?
I love
Reacher.
Reacher. I just saw the trailer for season 3.
Loved it.
But visually, I could see that. I could see him.
Yeah,
that would be pretty good.
Do you think they'd dye his hair a little bit to make, typically Bruce Wayne is kind of jet black hair, maybe like a bit of grey. It's kind of like a thing. That's not a problem, like, but
yeah,
yeah,
I think
We could.
And I think he can act.
Yeah, I think he's a great.
I think so. Yeah.
Because the way it's like, I think I heard you talking about this before. That like, was it you, Eddie? But I think you were kind of making a point where like, you have to kind of cast people who either look or have the physique for the character, or are able to train to get into that chair, something like that. And I think some people were against it, and you were like for it. Would that be?
I'm always on a rant about how they don't have to work out anymore to be a superhero. They're on that trend of like superheroes don't need to be built anymore, and it's like, yeah, they do. They need to be
they
like
do.
Richardson or Ben Affleck, or
And like if the comic books they were all scrawny, I'd be like saying the opposite. I'd be like, no, the character was skinny. In the same way that like Carnage, I think was not Carnage was like a stringy, sinewy, scrawnier guy, but they made him bigger than Venom. Then it's this is the type of thing where a good director will know what to keep from the pages and what to ditch from the pages. But I think you're talking about Thor, you're talking about Batman. They got to be muscular because they were drawn muscular. Come on, like. But yeah, that Alan Richardson guy, a lot of these kind of big, like, you know, hulking, you know, 6'6", built like a brick shit out guys. A lot of the times he does. He moves as well. That's a thing. He seems quick, and he's quick. I love the way he's so deadpan blunt. The guy can act. It's not just a brute.
Sounds like,
you know,
perfect casting for Batman.
I think I kind of want to see that.
But before we go on from InArt, I gotta say, I can't wait for those. I can't wait for those hobbits.
Sorry, man.
Trevor, are you happy they showed them instead of? I was biased to Gimli. I want to see Gimli, but
I'll be honest, like the Asmus Gimli, if they never made another Gimli, I'd be okay with that. I would love to see InArt do it because there are issues I have with it, especially in the clothing on that. But I'd be okay with living for the rest of eternity with that. But man, these hobbits, woof, they need to be good, man, because those Asmus ones, I've been living with those for a while, and they are just placeholders basically, and they've always been that. So I was on the verge. I bought custom sculpts of these two, and I was on the verge of having them painted and haired, and I'm glad I didn't go through with it, because as soon as they came out with anything Lord of the Rings, Gandalf, I'm like, they're gonna make these. They're gonna make these at some point. Which, to my point earlier, patience, things will get made.
This is gonna be a 2-pack?
Absolutely.
I would imagine they're probably gonna sell them as a 2-pack, right? I mean,
that's wild, because they did the kids from Harry Potter separately.
Well, maybe they will. Maybe they'll offer them in both ways. I don't know. Maybe you'll get some bonuses. That'd be cool if you bought them together or something like that. I don't know.
That makes sense. Like a 2 single packs, like a A and B,
like,
or whatever.
Like the Mithril was, the Mithril shirt was a bonus with Asmus, I think, when you bought early or bought from them or something like that. So I'm just excited for this, man. I hope they have the feet are articulated, because that was something that was not the case on Asmus. And rooted. Yeah, absolutely, man. Rooted feet. Gotta have it.
Yeah, that's exciting. Yeah, InArt is going down my lines, man.
Hell yeah.
Lord of the Rings and Snyderverse. So.
And if they're watching, John, if you got to do Boromir. Somewhere I remember along the line that somebody said, "Well, I don't know if we'll do Boromir." I'm like, you gotta do Boromir, man. Come on.
Yeah.
I think there's a strong chance that there's 9 in the Fellowship. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, they've done Gandalf, that's one.
Mm-hmm.
They've done Aragorn, Legolas is up. I do think they're going to do a Gimli. I think they might have mentioned it, but it's just, when I think of the action Lord of the Rings, I know Gandalf is so important, but I think of who killed the most orcs, it is Aragorn and Legolas and Gimli. So I think that's happening. So that'll be 4. We know these 2 are happening. That's 5, that's 6. If these 2 are happening, surely Merry and Pippin are going to happen.
Well, you're going to reuse this body for sure, man, because this is going to be a custom body, so you got to reuse it for those 2 for sure. But Boromir, I mean, was he a little taller than Viggo? I think he was.
Yeah,
but I mean, you could make that up. You know, you could make that up a little bit, and you know, it's an easy body, and he killed a lot of orcs too. So you got.
Yeah, he did indeed. My captain.
But yeah, I'm very excited for this. Very excited we're seeing it already. They're moving along, man. I got to say. And dude, it just keeps getting better and better. This thing is just nuts, man. It's really, really good.
And isn't it cool the way, like, okay, I know they're all right. So InArt, fantastic products, but their problems. Their problems. They need to get the worldwide distribution license. They have QC issues, but in fairness, so do Hot Toys and Mondo. They are slow. Right, okay, fine. But the Superman, the Batman was the worst one. It's a great figure, but the kind of slowest delivery time, the gap between their initial unboxing and the influencer batch, whatever. But Superman's pretty quick. I've got it in hand. A lot of people seem to be getting it in the last few weeks. My InArt 4-pack shipped, do you know? And it did not come from InArt or anything. Paul seems to be shipped. And that's less than a year for serious quality figures. But price wise, let's assume it's a 2-pack, because let's be honest, these photos don't mean anything really until they're all like renders or just photos. So let's say this is all Photoshopery or whatever. Do you think they're going to be single or is it a 2-pack? Do you reckon, Trevor?
I think they'll probably offer them individually, most likely.
Yeah. Okay.
The only reason I said
I mean,
2-pack
Asmus didn't. They I think they were always a 2-pack. Or maybe they were just sold together. They were separate boxes, but anyway.
This is the
What were you
only
saying?
slide that isn't broken up. Like all the other ones are broken up.
This is true.
That's why I said
true.
that 2-pack thing came to me when I saw the slide, because like, yeah, all the other ones, even though they show multiple characters on the same projector, they're broken
It's
up.
true.
So I'm like,
It's true.
oh, does that mean this one's a 2-pack?
I mean, I don't know how many
who's got
people
the
are
blue
just going to
wrench?
buy Frodo and not buy Sam. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know
man.
who would get one without the other.
Heath Ledger Joker 6-pack. That's what we all
Bardis
need,
man.
Jetta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, very excited for this.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see.
This is-
Things are going quick, man. I mean, I think this Paul turnaround was incredibly quick, and for what the quality that it is, I mean, it's Hot Toys level turnaround time. So
So we've discussed. Sorry, I just want to
yeah, Wonder
make sure
Woman
I'm
looks
not
great.
missing
too.
anything. Okay, go Wonder Woman now. It seems to be the right thing to do. This is. Correct me if I'm wrong. I watched this movie the other day. I think she was wearing the gear on the left in BVS. The more, I don't know. Was
No,
it
I
the gear on
don't
the
remember.
right?
I think
I
it was
can't-
darker. I think it was the darker version that she's got
Okay.
on.
So maybe
She
that
wears
could be
the
the
darker
BVS.
in BVS. Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. And then is it the stuff on the left? Is that Justice League then?
Maybe,
or
or
solo
89?
movie.
I don't remember.
84.
I don't remember. 84, whatever. Yeah,
Yeah.
whatever. the hell. That
I like
Terrible
that as an
movie.
option though, just to
Yeah.
swap out.
I think that's
That-
very cool. Going to
Yeah.
keep a lot of people very happy.
yeah.
Surely artisan, seamless joints, and all that jazz.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, left is the first Wonder Woman, right is BVS. I think that's a great choice.
I wonder how
And
they're
I
going to
think-
do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was thinking.
I don't think they've ever really nailed Gal Gadot's likeness, but I'm not in on this. I think she's absolutely beautiful, stunning, and she looks the part. And the armor design is cool, but I just doesn't really float my boat. Like she's no, I don't know.
Yep.
Are you in on this? Who's you're all kind of DCU fans, I think. I know Phil likes the DCU, and Eddie, you're pretty heavy on it, I think. So,
Yeah, man.
what about are anyone seriously contemplating this if they put it up?
These are all day ones.
No question. Drops mic. Forget all that advice that Eddie gave you, man.
Yeah.
He is
Yeah, I
going to
know what
stress
lane I'm in.
himself to pay this off. But these are like, yeah, I get it. These are your triple threats, man. You know, so yeah. I think she's beautiful. I think she's stunning. I think the outfit is great. It's the Zack Snyder. You know, every time she was on screen and they played the theme tune, I get that everyone has a theme tune, but it just got a bit like. It was like I rewatched Top Gun recently, the first one, and I was with Megan, and she just laughs every time that, you know, dum 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 dum. You know that fucking take you.
Yeah.
Every time they kiss, it's, you know, take your breath away, and dum 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 dum. And but I was like, it was the 80s. Number one,
Yeah.
you weren't born. Number two, it was like really, really cheesy movies was what they did, and that and like that's why you love going back to it. But
Yeah.
it kind of got that, you know, that siren that comes on. I thought it was just like,
I love it.
yeah.
That gives me chills every time for all of them. When all
I
of
still
their
think
names come on,
This
like, I
first
love
movie
that.
might be my favorite DCU movie, I think.
It's a good one. It's
It's very good.
one.
And then
The
it fell
first Wonder
apart.
Woman one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good, man. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a good movie.
The one,
I think
what
Man
was
of
the-
Steel is probably better, but again, I haven't seen it in a while. So, but
What was
this
the one
was
with,
probably number 2.
Pedro Pascal. That was horrendous.
That was
I
the
won't, I
second
won't
one.
keep.
Yeah, that
Won't
was
keen on that.
84. That was awful. Oh my God, what a slog!
I think
that
this
was.
is a fair point. I think that's where I'm at. She's
Yeah.
absolutely stunning. I don't think she was born. I think she was crafted from stem cells and genetic genotypes from the most beautiful people that have gone before her and grown, designed, because she's just like that perfect.
Yeah, she's
I don't think she's
Amazonian.
the best actress, but she did her thing. She suited the part. Yeah, I get that. I
Yep.
get that.
I
Yeah.
thought she was really good.
Fair point. I think that's a great point, Fieldburn. Yeah, I think that's So, yeah. Okay. Is this 3 out of 4 then? It's a day one for Eddie, Phil, are you on the fence or?
Yeah, I'll be on the fence. I'll wait and see the release, and like I said, I wouldn't make any calls until we see something solid.
Okay, good stuff. And finally, Trevor.
No. This is. I mean, even if I was into it, this is a DCU that's in the past. I don't know. It just doesn't appeal to
Okay,
me.
so we're gonna work from the back. I'm delighted they're doing Harry Potter, and in fairness, this is their most complete line to date, I believe, because
Yep.
they'll have done 5 characters from the one movie. I believe it's still Philosopher's or Sorcerer's Stone. You have the Draco Malfoy, who seems to have come with the Sorting Hat, a robe, a chair. You know how I feel about chairs and couches, Phil. Some sort of dog yoke, a scarf, a Slytherin scarf. Yeah, I don't know, is magnetic base, non-magnetic. Who knows? I love the magnetic bases.
Me too.
But just work on them. Don't abandon them because the first one didn't. The guy who created a Dyson vacuum cleaner had like 250 something prototypes, and now he's a bloody billionaire. So stick with it. Just make a bigger magnet. Keep everyone happy.
Yes, bigger, stronger,
And Alan
faster.
Rickman's a legend.
Yeah.
Do you know? So I presume no one on the panel is getting these.
Dude, I'm really trying not to get any of the Harry Potter stuff, but I'm not gonna lie, I want them. It's like that. Like, I'm not the biggest Harry Potter fan, but I did like the first couple of movies. It came out like it was peak my time as a kid. Harry Potter. I just didn't watch them as much as everybody else, but I liked them, and it's that pop culture thing. Like, it's so iconic for people. Like, a lot of people love Harry Potter. It's their number one thing, and so like that mixed with my childhood makes me want them, but I don't love them, so I'm like, I should save money and not get them, but they're so good, and yeah, I'm tempted, man, but I don't think I will.
They look incredible, man. I had to hold myself back from getting the rooted versions of the first ones. I'm just not that very enjoyable movies, rewatchable movies. In
Yeah.
fact, I started rewatching them last year from the beginning, and I stopped after the second one for now, but I'll go back to it. But yeah, it's not again, not core for me, and man, they're really good though. I'm surprised. I heard rumors, and I don't know how true this is, that the Harry Potter stuff didn't sell as well, but yet they're continuing on with deeper and deeper characters from this, like Malfoy.
I like that.
It's great. I hope it's good, and I hope they're getting out, because I mean, this is a huge fan base. I know these are expense for a lot of people, but I think that fan base, there could be a lot of people who don't collect figures who would pick these up just for that reason. But I don't know if those people know about them.
Yeah.
And the fact that you have to import them from like a third party that nobody can find, you know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. I don't know if they're getting out there enough. I don't know if they're doing enough to promote them to those groups or not. I'm not really
That's
sure.
what I was going to say. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like Harry Potter isn't big in the 1/6 community,
Right.
but like,
But it's big in general.
It's
yeah,
huge.
like
Yeah.
all of Adriana's coworkers love Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Like, they have their office has Harry Potter stuff all over it. Like, my brother's girlfriend loves Harry Potter. Like, everything they buy, like pop culture wise or collectible wise, is Harry Potter's, but they don't collect figures, so it's like they don't know about it.
Yep. That is the
See,
problem without having. Now, is this a worldwide
I don't think so, no.
license? Oh, that's
No,
a
I don't
problem,
think so.
man. That's a real problem.
I don't think so.
Let's fucking go.
You see, this is the thing when Ian doesn't join the show. We know he's watching, and if we throw him out a little dig, I get money.
It's weird how that works.
Yeah, just glad that Scottish miserable prick isn't on tonight. Sorry, guys. See you next week. No problem, man. Appreciate the super chat, the £9.99 super chat, and yeah, look, obviously you're a staple here, and hope to have you back on the show next week. You're not that miserable. Usually,
Ian is now known as the man from Prick, and I
Yeah,
want to know
yeah,
what
exactly.
that. I want to know what
Yeah,
that
yeah.
acronym stands for. You got to come up with something.
yeah, he's going to come up with one. He's going
He
to
will.
pop in the group chat. That's his challenge there.
Another $10.
He's watching it. Yeah, exactly. Thanks very much. I do appreciate it, Ian, and looking forward to having you back on the. I don't think Ian will contain himself now because there is currently 69 people, and this is episode 69. Moving on. So, which other things do we want to discuss? So, we've discussed this from InArt. this. I think we're going to see prototypes of these on Saturday. I think
so
that's what the
too.
Tokyo Con thing. Because these are just like renders or photos or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Some people were saying that these were taken directly from promotional movie posters and slapped
It's
them in
possible
there, these
too.
two.
Yeah. They look like
Someone,
cardboard
yeah.
cutouts. Honestly, yeah.
Now, my wallet is safe on all of those things, no matter how good they are. I'm not going down the Lord of the Rings fan or line. I think Lord of the Rings is fantastic. One of the best trilogies ever made, hands down. Love New Zealand. It's close to perfect. Do you know the way? Have you ever seen the trilogy meters, where they have like a bar chart?
Yeah. That annoys
So
me.
like it's usually like
They're like
Batman
right across the
Begins
board. Yeah.
is nearly it's like 90%, and then the Dark Knight is 100% full, and then the Dark Knight Rises drops off.
Mm-hmm.
I get that. If you were to ask most people, what's the weakest link of the three? I still love the Dark Knight Rises. I still think it's a 4-star movie, maybe 4.5. It's just not a masterpiece. I love it, but it's the weakest of the three, I think. But with Lord of the Rings, there is no drop off. There's no like weak link. I've heard people say the Fellowship is their favorite. I'm probably more of a Two Towers guy, but then Return of the King as well. I get it, but I'm just not going down the line because it's just or any of these things here. Now the thing is, I'm going to say no to these two. But the first 6 seasons of this, right up to Negan introducing Lucille to people's faces, pretty solid stuff. I think after that it got a bit repetitive and the quality drop off. But Jeffrey Dean Morgan, he's a guy who captivates the screen. He is such a charming, handsome, 6 foot something tall, cool guy with a bat, and then he's like so happy-go-lucky, and that's what's scary about him, because he's smashing people up with that bat, and you're like, this guy is a psychopath, but he's so charming. It's like he's really charming, but he could kill you to get like an iron to your face or something like that. It's scary. I think these are going to turn out good, and this might be one of those ones where I'm going to have to really dig deep and go, no. But I'm out for now, but I really want to see what they look like. And they look good in the prototypes. What are your thoughts, gents?
These are about 5 years too late for me. I have a custom Rick Negan. I thought the one from 3.0 was pretty good, and I'm blanking. What's his name?
Norman Reedus.
Norman Reedus.
Daryl.
Jesus, Daryl. Yeah. I have a custom Daryl, and it looks great. Daryl Dixon, it looks great. But I'm selling all of them. Like it's one of those things that I've been evaluating my shelves and going, you know what? I loved Walking Dead for a while, and maybe I'll keep like 2 of them to represent. But for the most part, you know, I had like 5 or 6 figures, and I'm just So I'm not going to start all over again and spend $800 for these. So.
I'd be thinking
as good as they may look.
Just get Rick, but then I'm like Rick Negan, so cool. So then like no, just getting on.
I kind of would like Rick from an earlier season though, like one of the first 2 seasons with the sheriff outfit. I mean, I don't really know why. They
but he
went
gave
with,
that
like,
to
the 4th or
Coral.
5th.
Coral.
Yeah, it's just more
That's
iconic.
a fair point.
But
Michonne, when I think of strong female characters,
Yeah, Michonne is great.
Channel, everyone knows what I'm going to say. Say like, Ripley, Sarah Connor, and I do think of Michonne. Michonne, like I think she had the right idea. The way she used to dress, she was like, if I was there's zombie apocalypse, I'd be like, you're going to wear, footwear that you can comfortably run with. You're going to wear like kind of tighter clothing so that you're not going to get like snagged on a bush or something like that.
And a poncho so you can wipe keep the blood off you.
Yeah, and she had the samurai was the way to go, man. And she wasn't afraid to get her hands dirty, like cutting off the teeth of those things. I think that'll be great. That
would have been, if they came out with that would have been tempting, because the 301 was not great at all, not even just very good. So that would be tempting. A rooted Michonne, wow, that would be amazing. Amazing.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say I'm out on these. I can see a multiverse where I just cave. You're out.
I'm shocked at that.
Or sorry, Trevor.
No, I'm out. Yeah, Eddie?
Yeah, I'm out. I'm kind of like Trevor. Like I loved Walking Dead for a minute, it fell off. Like I fell off of watching the show after like season 7, I think. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna get them personally, and I wonder how people in the community feel. I feel like they'd sell even less than Harry Potter. So
I think so too. Yeah.
I think it's
Possibly.
weird that they're doing them now. But
I do
don't
too.
know.
I agree with Trevor. They're probably 5 years too late, aren't they?
But you know what? Not Marvel, and not a DC, not Star Wars.
No, which
Very kinda cool.
is great. Really, really good.
Yep. Hmm.
And I really hope these bases are magnetic. I hope they're not abandoning that, like, because that's very, like, that's a bit lame. Oh yeah, we tried it, and then we got scared because people were giving out, and we tried to track bases. Put a bigger magnet, okay?
Yeah.
Not a sponsorship. Get a circle, make it magnetique, and stick it under the base.
I
Give it
would
a
love
go.
to
Or
hear
explain
some
to me.
explanation as to why that won't work. I'm not really
Yeah,
sure.
like
why.
maybe the
They don't
magnet
really
drags the legs another direction.
towards the middle or something. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Who knows?
weird.
Maybe there's the legit. But just tell us why you can't do it.
Hmm.
Problem. Ian says the main man is non tonight. Yeah, you're right. Mike L is not. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Okay, so I think we're moving on from InArt. Anyone has any closing
Yeah.
thoughts on these?
Just can't wait. That's the 18th, right? So 5 more days.
That is,
Cool.
yeah, that's Saturday. I'm looking forward to it. All right, let's go back. Eduardo, sorry. Pick.
Are we counting? I want to talk about the Human Torch. So,
Okay, cool. It's on there.
and you
So
watched
we shall talk about it.
you watched CW, so I think you already know how I feel about it. I think I gushed hard on that.
I'm gonna listen to you. I just want to get down and get a drink of water. But yeah, I can hear you. I can still hear you. So you can have your discussion about it, and I'll listen and I'll chime in a few minutes. So work away, guys.
I know that we're not surprised to see all the Deadpool and Wolverine figures because of how, insane the box office was, and obviously they're gonna take every opportunity to make everything from this movie. But this one was kind of a surprise for me,
Yeah.
especially because they teased what they were gonna release, and then this one wasn't on there. So I was like,
exactly,
holy
yeah.
shit. So
And they haven't shown all those yet.
yeah, exactly. They haven't even finished that.
Do
So
you
it's
think
like,
you could pop that head sculpt off for the Endgame one, or do you just think it wouldn't look right?
I don't know. Maybe. I was thinking that too. I was like, because obviously the likeness nobody likes, and so maybe you can.
Surely
I'm
they're
getting
going to
it.
improve on that. Surely they're going to improve on that, though, because obviously
Yeah.
the reaction. Everyone has said the figure is amazing. I even like the fire effects, but the head sculpt just doesn't work for
Yeah.
myself and a lot of people. But
Yeah.
hopefully they're going to improve on that.
I think they probably will.
They have to, man. They
Yeah.
improved on that Supergirl release without saying anything about it, so maybe they'll just quietly improve on this one, or maybe they will drop a statement and say or show an update on it or something. I don't know, but I
It's
like it. Even if it
it's
shows
minor
up the way it
tweaks.
is,
Hmm.
I won't be mad. I like it. I think it's not, obviously the likeness isn't there, but he did look a lot different in this movie. I know that's not an excuse, but still, like, I don't
He
hate
looks
it as
rougher.
much as everybody does. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And
I just
they tried to do that dusty effect on his face because they were in the dust, and I don't know that
Yeah.
they did that very well because he comes off looking older than he does looking dirty.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I haven't compared this to a picture from the film. I probably should. In terms of like hairstyles, I don't know what I can't figure out what's off. It seems to me to be in the eye area, but
yeah.
again, a lot of times with these pictures, like the eyes aren't lined up right with the purrs, or they're not purrs anymore, but single eye system, and that can throw it off a lot. That can throw off a likeness really quick. But there's more to it than that. I just don't know. I can't figure out what it is.
Happy birthday, Phil.
Oh,
I didn't realize it was your birthday.
happy birthday! Holy crap!
It's
Nice.
21 again.
Just
getting nice.
again. The wife bought me some nice trainers. I got another Lego set to build. I've probably got more Lego than Hot
Lego
Toys now.
set? What Lego set?
It's one of the Groot from
Oh, nice.
Infinity
Ah,
Saga.
cool.
So
Cool.
I'm hemorrhaging Lego at the moment.
And Jim wishing you a happy birthday as well.
Yeah,
Thanks,
hell
Jim.
yeah.
Good stuff.
Nice.
Yeah. Anyone else have any thoughts on this?
It's not bad, but it's not great. And I thought they would have gone artisan with the head.
How does this
Considering-
costume differ from the movie? Because I don't even remember. Is it different, or is it basically what he wore in the movie in Fantastic Four? In other words, Fantastic Four, not in Deadpool.
It's a lot different than Fantastic
Is it
Four.
okay?
I think
So
it's
they
more
just assumed it's a
modernized.
different universe, and he's got a different costume.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
He has the Captain America pants for no reason than to throw us
Yeah, I was
all
gonna say the
off.
pants have got to be wrong, right? Yeah, okay.
Like it's like he's wearing the Fantastic Four leotard or onesie
Yeah.
underneath
put
his
pants on
'cause
it.
they're quite
Yeah.
baggy. So
Yeah.
these pants are pretty cool, but
With
they're
the
like
Captain America belt.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's there to make us think he's going to say Avengers Assemble and
Yeah,
he says
exactly.
Flame On. So
Right.
and it was well done. Like it was par for the course.
Yeah,
let's be
yeah,
honest.
yeah.
Like, yeah. So the thing is, like, I think what makes a good sculpt, I've mentioned this a lot. It's like there's two factors. One, the realism? Does it look like a shrunken down 1/6 scale human being? If you showed us someone really quickly, would they be like, oh yeah, like would they go, oh that's a figure? They wouldn't be able. Like, at a quick glance, you're like, yeah, it's just a person, maybe a person Photoshop. But then the second thing is like, does it look like the actual person? So I think this is strong on the realism. We're very weak on the likeness too.
I think you're right, Eddie. I think it's you see these little streaks in the dirt
Yeah.
by his eyes. It almost makes it look like lines, which he doesn't have because he's not that old. He's got a couple of little lines here that everybody kind of has it at that age. But like, this is all weird. I think you might be onto something with the dirt like throwing off the likeness a little bit. I'm not sure. I think the mouth is a little weird now that I'm looking at it from that angle
and it's
too.
open, and then the beard thing kind of throws it off as well.
Yeah, it's almost there. I mean, I'd say it's 90% there, 85.
Oh God, I
maybe.
wouldn't be giving this 90%.
I think it's
Wow.
there. I think there's just a couple of tweaks, man. I don't think it's that far off. I mean, in terms
see
of
Chris
changes
Evans at all.
needing to be made. You know what I mean?
I think in terms of likeness, I'd be like 4 or 5 out of 10. Like, and I don't
Like, I don't think.
Say,
No, I'm saying. I'm not. I guess I'm saying like what they'd need to do to fix it.
Oh, I got you. So
You know what I
it
mean?
might
From
be
a
low, but
sculpting
few
standpoint?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I don't think it's. I think it's a few small tweaks away from being,
From being
a
good,
better
yeah,
sculpt.
yeah.
Yeah.
I can
Not
see
that you
like,
have to
like,
scrap this and redo it all over again. Or it
can
doesn't
see
look
why Eddie
anything
would-
like him.
would want it. I love the bandages on the hands. I love the outfit. Everything about it, actually, apart from
Yeah, the effects are cool.
just the effects. But if you just want a Human Torch, like you can see why Eddie would want it. Like the
Are
robes
those
seem
even
to drape
cap
pretty well.
gauntlets he has on with the bandages over the gauntlets?
Looks.
I guess
looks
I didn't
like it.
realize in the movie how much they wanted you to think it was Cap,
Mm.
because you can't tell it's him until he takes the hood off. So it's like everything else looks
Yep.
like Cap. That's funny. I didn't even notice it that much in the movie. But it is literally Cap's uniform, just the Fantastic Four underneath. But I was hyped when I saw it. I ordered it as soon as I could, even though I probably shouldn't have, because it's probably gonna go on like 50% off later.
Oh,
so.
100%. So like all
Yeah.
the advice that like, who was it? I think it was Trevor was saying it. Everything can be got
Yeah,
like
don't-
later for cheaper.
yeah.
Yeah, you're not going to miss out on that. 100%. You can buy 2 of them.
I will.
So we've done. If you're just joining us, we did Wish. So we're just kind of like, well, one figure have like InArt or Hot Toys, whatever, not put up the pre-order that you want to see put up. We've discussed the Human Torch, the latest InArt photos. We have done the little anxiety person down there. Trevor, what you want to do?
Back to me. Let's go Stilgar Stills.
I thought you were going to pick that one. Okay, Stilgar Stills.
Which I guess it's just a Dune thing in my head.
Okay,
Even
so
though it's not.
Stilgar Stills. You're going to work together. I'm going to show you three stills, one at a time from famous movies, and you're going to see if the three of you switch over to private chat. I want to see if three of you can work this out, and I want the live chat to participate. So if you know the movie, type it in the chat, and I want the panel to try and work it on their own. So switch over to private chat. Okay, anyone?
Oh.
It's not Goodwill Hunting, no. That's
Nope.
What's his name?
Is that the actor from Avatar? The main guy?
No, that's Sam Worthington, Aussie guy, I believe.
Yeah. I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah, this one's not
I feel
me.
like this is like.
Character's name is Christopher McCandless, based on a true story, I believe.
Oh, is this the one that's got in Alaska?
Yeah.
Is that it? Yeah.
Yeah.
He lives in a trailer. He goes hiking.
Yeah.
What the hell's it called?
Yeah.
You guys see this movie? It's great. I can't remember what it's
I
called.
haven't.
Oh God, it's gonna kill me.
Any
Great no.
directed by Sean Penn.
Yeah,
Just to look
wow.
that up, I forgot it.
based on a true story. It's a sad movie. Good movie.
It
though.
is a
Great
sad movie. Good
And all the
movie.
music
Good book
is
too.
Pearl Jam or at
Eddie
least
Vedder.
Eddie
Yeah,
Vedder.
that's true.
Yeah.
Something
Damn it!
Wild?
I can't remember everything, but I can. Yes, Into the Wild.
Yeah, Into the Wild. Okay, I'll
Into
give
the
it to you.
Wild. Thank you.
If you haven't seen it, great movie. Really
I'll
good book
watch
as
it.
well. The book was written by John Crocker. John Crocker also wrote the best book I've ever read called Into Thin Air about climbing Everest. He was a mountaineer. He wrote for Outside Magazine based in Seattle, and he had done a few 8,000 meter plus climbs. And his magazine, Outsider Magazine, which is all about extreme sports, they contacted him and said, hey, look, go climb Everest. We want you to write 10,000 words on what it's like. And he was like, yeah, well, climbing Everest kind of costs $50,000 between flights,
Yeah.
licenses, Sherpa,
Right.
blah, blah. And they were like, okay, we'll pay for it. You give us
Yeah.
10,000 words. He's like, grand, did all his training, went over. But it was like the 10th of May 1996, and there's climbing Everest. I don't know if anyone knows about climbing Everest. I'm just fascinated by it. It takes like 2 months because they do like leapfrogging. So you climb high, hike low. So basically you climb up really high, so push yourself into the higher altitude where there's less oxygen to force your red blood cells to produce more oxygen to cope with the thinner air. And then you go back down, you sleep low and you rest for a few days, and then you go up again. So you climb the mountain a few times before you actually get there. But Everest is like a massive hike, and it's 8,848 meters. It's like it's basically the height of cruising altitude of a plane. And when you get past the 8,000 meters, it's called the death zone because that's where most people die, and there's a really high death rate from all the climbing. Because it's so cold,
And they're still
because the
there.
winds are like 100 miles an hour, because the oxygen is like a third of it. So there's one part which is like a technical climb where it's like you have to kind of climb up, and that's called the Hillary Step. But the problem was there were so many different private and tourist people groups. There's shitloads of groups, like 50 people plus climbing it that particular year and that particular day, and they all hit the Hillary Step at the one time. So they're all running out of oxygen. There's this big like slow Hillary Step because they communicated with each other, and they said, okay, how about we the weather seems to be good on this day and this day. How about we go on Monday and you go on Tuesday? But because of egos, they're like, I'm not going to let you. Like there was like people going, I'm not going to let you American determine when I climb this mountain or not. Like, cause it's like, and it was egos. So everyone wanted to go at the same time. They did the opposite. So they ended up in a massive bottleneck. Massive storm rolled in, killed shitloads of people. So man, John Crocker survives. He goes back to Seattle absolutely traumatized and does his 10,000 words, but he felt that he didn't get what he had to say out in the 10,000 words. He was haunted and wrote this incredible book all about it. If you don't know anything about Everest, you'll get it better. It is fantastic. Into
That
Thin
sounds good.
Air.
Cool.
Read it. Quickest book. I got this book on a Tuesday. I had it done by a Thursday, and I'm not a read a book in one day type of guy. I flew through it. I could not put it down. And Tiny Art Guy is absolutely right. Everest, the movie, it's based on this book and that exact real life events.
I was
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
say what you're talking about sounds familiar.
Yeah,
I think
Jake
I saw
Gyllenhaal is in it. He plays because there was two main private expeditions. There was oh god, I can't remember. Rob Hall, he was a Kiwi dude. He's the main guy in it, and there was like Outside Sports and
Oh
Mountain
yeah, the
Extreme.
guy from I know who you're talking about.
I know. Yeah,
He's
you know
Howard.
the guy.
He's in a movie with Tom Hardy, and he plays
Yeah.
his brother.
Lawless.
Yeah.
Oh, great movie.
That was a good
Um,
movie.
Yeah, man, that's a sleeper. That's a
See,
good
that
cast
just
too.
goes to show you don't need to read ever. There's a movie.
No, I'm
dude.
telling you. But like this, but I'll say this though. I watched the Did you climb Everest? You climb base camp because I'm not giving you base camp, man. Did you
Wow.
climb 8,840? Did you get to the top of Everest, Ian? If you did, how did you keep that one quiet? And massive respect. Don't be coming back here with this base camp stuff because I will make fun of you.
Of course he did, and he was drinking on the way up.
Exactly.
Carried 2 people who passed out down with his bare hands.
Right. Fought 2
that,
bears on the way up. And
Yeah.
Come here, Yeti. Come on.
And then just like wingsuited off the thing.
that's
No
right.
problem. But read that book, folks. It is. I might actually read it again. It's bloody
Who is
incredible.
this?
You
who
get
is this
you get
guy,
more detail.
Shane. Who's this?
Who?
The actor there.
I forget his name.
He looks so familiar. I've seen him in a maybe a TV show.
He hasn't been in a lot of stuff as far as I remember.
I'm gonna have to look it up, but it's a
Yeah.
strange name he has. Is it Into the Wild?
Emil Hirsch? Is that
That's it. That's it.
Okay.
That's it.
He's in
But
Yeah,
he's good.
same
I haven't
guy.
seen him in much of anything else. I don't remember him in anything else, really. But
I am absolutely blown away. I went from having no respect for Ian
He's
to a
in Once
tiny
Upon a
bit.
Time in Hollywood.
wow.
That is insane. So you actually climbed Everest. Ian, how the hell do you keep this quiet? Because that's something that you shouldn't keep quiet. That's like a thing. Like, that's huge.
I at least have a T-shirt that said I climbed Everest, and all I got was this lousy T-shirt. You know what I mean? That
Yeah.
I'd wear all the time.
That's insane. I'm going to pick your brain about that. That is incredible. Yeah, that's
Well
very
done,
cool,
mate.
man. Very
Well
cool.
done.
That's like,
Mhm.
man, lift a tail to tell. Any thoughts?
Oh yeah, this is. I think this is Tom Hanks, and it's it's the CIA thing, or what the hell is this called?
I'm going to stop you
terrible
right
with
there. You're
names.
going the
No,
wrong
it's not.
direction.
Oh, wrong direction. Okay. It looked like that.
Is
I
this
thought
a
the
new
hat-
movie?
No, this is an older movie, probably about
Oh,
15
okay.
years old. 10 anyway.
I don't know. Though.
Who's
There's a
stopping
scene just like
train
this
with
in
a lantern?
Nosferatu, so I was like, this looks like Nosferatu.
I don't know. Then it's not Pale Rider. There wasn't any scene like that.
Is it
Trying to go by the hat.
Wolfman?
Oh wait. Is this the? No. Why would that be? I'm just going by the clothing. Like a Kevin Costner, the FBI one,
Okay, Western themed gunslingers.
Western themed.
It's not the Hateful Eight, is it?
Sorry, no. It's
The 10 to.
not. No, the Yuma? No.
Okay, I don't know. I'm out.
I'm out. I've been out.
Fill you out?
The Revenant? No, it wouldn't be that. No, I don't know.
Okay, I'll give you a hint. Brad Pitt's in it. And Pacey Affleck.
Okay, I don't know that.
Oh, that isn't yet.
The only-
Famous
what-
cowboy.
What were
The
you
only
About a
thinking?
thing
famous
I know
cowboy.
with Brad Pitt is Legend of the Fall. The cowboy thing.
Billy the Kid. I don't
You're on
know.
the right track.
Wyatt Earp.
Why you do it?
The assassination of Jesse James by the coward.
Jesse James.
that's it,
yeah.
something Robert
That
Ford?
was the coward Robert Ford. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
so you
yeah.
got one out of 2 so far because you got this one in the end.
Yep. Yep. Oh, shit.
This is the cinematographer in this movie was the same as the cinematographer, I believe, on Blade Runner 2049 and
Now?
1917. Pardon?
Apocalypse Now?
Nope. It's more recent.
I'm out on this one too.
It's not Killers of the Flower Moon.
No.
You picked 3 movies I haven't seen.
You've seen this movie. Yeah, he did. This cinematographer did Blade Runner 2049, Sicario, Skyfall, Beautiful Mind, Shawshank Redemption. He's got some track record.
Yeah. I remember.
And
I could picture his name too from 2049, and I can't.
And these three movies, this scene is so similar to a scene in 2049 and so similar to a scene in 1917. You just
Well, that
know it's
orange,
him.
dusty
Yeah.
look to it.
Backlit,
mhm.
running. It's a Bond film. This is a Bond film.
Oh. I mean, I'll throw out No Time to Die, but I don't think that's it.
I haven't seen any of the Bond movies.
Man.
I've seen them all. I don't know what this is.
I
don't remember.
We talked about this.
Skyfall.
Yeah, Eddie.
Okay, you got one
Oh,
out of three. You
Skyfall,
got one out of
okay.
three. You got one out of
All
three.
right,
All right.
all right.
They were good. They were
suck.
tough.
Yeah.
Okay, what you want to talk about, Phil?
New.
What you get new this week?
F all. I was expected to have 2 figures by now.
What's in the post?
Just after none of them. Obviously, I've ordered it wasn't the Artisan, it was the Deluxe Sparrow from Kit. But he doesn't seem to be shipping anything at the moment. So I thought I would have had that by now, but obviously not. And then I've had a bit of to and fro in with Pop because I ordered obviously the Jawa just after Christmas. And yeah, that's Ian's helping me out with that one at the moment because I've had a few issues.
But wouldn't that be in stock, no?
Well, this is where the controversy is because I ordered it.
Controversy.
I ordered it. It was in stock. I don't know why, but whenever I purchase a figure, I always go back to see if the price has changed. So I went back to see if the price had changed after I'd ordered it. And it was showing out of stock. So my assumption was they only had one and I've just bought it.
Mm-hmm.
Then me and another collector, I don't want to mention any names, but me and another collector were passing back and forth with regards to I ordered a Jawa, showed him the price, and he was like, "Oh wow, that's fantastic." And then I'm guessing he went to Pop and ordered the same figure. That person's now got that figure. I'm still waiting. So,
And you ordered it before him.
Yeah.
That sucks. So it's almost like they missed your order or sent it to the other person.
I don't know. I know this other person spends quite a lot of money with Pop or has done in the past, and whether
Right.
they saw that name and prioritise, or don't get me wrong, it could just be a case of
It's Ian, isn't it? It was Ian.
Ah.
Mother.
Poor Ian. It's not his fault. You string him up because it's your birthday, and he's loving this.
But
Oh
anyway,
god, that's funny. Yeah.
yeah. So
no.
essentially, yeah. Whether they saw it was Ian and thought, because I think I'd ordered
It really
it,
was?
and I'm
Oh, wow.
it was, yeah. Whether they thought
I don't think Trevor was actually trying
Sorry,
to out
Ian.
it. I think Trevor was just
Sorry.
like making a really good joke.
I was.
It's Ian,
I
isn't
do
it?
apologise.
But like, that's not Ian's fault, and it's,
no,
it's
no,
not
no.
like, you know,
100%,
it's just
100%. It's
yeah.
it's Pop, and whether it's
Yeah.
genuine. No, Ian, I wouldn't oust you because
Yeah.
he's doing a lot to sort of help get that figure
Yeah.
pushed through at the moment. And again, whether it was a genuine mistake by Pop or whether they saw it was Ian, and
Likely.
thought, right,
they'll get you
Nah,
one.
it's
I'd say what
likely,
they're
yeah.
doing now is if they don't have one in stock, they're combing
But it's
Hong
back
Kong
in
for
stock.
one.
It's back.
It's back in
showing
stock now?
It's,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
showing in stock, which is what's
Yeah.
frustrating because it's like, well, for Christ's sake, if it's in stock, ship it then.
You do have
Yeah.
to keep
No,
on
it's-
them. I will say that they've come through a couple of times and made up for mistakes that they made on my part, but
I've never, in
He
all
has come
fairness,
through.
I've never had issues. I've never had issues with them.
a
I
little
just
messed
thought
up.
It,
But yeah,
it felt a little bit underhanded. But anyway, I was expecting to have 2 figures by now, and I don't have any.
Okay. Stay tuned to next week.
Yeah.
Until we're gonna have a new slot. It's gonna be like, who will Phil throw under the bus this week? I love this
Sorry.
person,
I
Ben
would
Thomas.
never throw them.
Ben Thomas, one of my favorite people to stream,
Hey,
it,
what's up,
whether
Ben?
he's on my show or his show or we're on a common show. Ben, I told him about I was defeated by you. You beat me to Flame Off. I held a public apology. I'm sickened that you beat me to it, but you were there first. I would not have said Flame Off if I had seen you do it first, but you win this round, Benjamin.
you're
but I
in
will
2
be
different
back.
time zones. You can't be blamed for that. That's like a
He's in like he's ahead of me because he's in the mountain time or whatever. You
Exactly.
know, so yeah. Okay, Eddie, anything new? Anything exciting? Did you climb Everest?
I did not play my verse.
Okay,
I
cool.
still can't believe that. That's
One more
that's-
thing. Ian's
How did he keep it
better at than
quiet?
me.
Like, I'd be telling everyone that. I'd be wearing a fucking badge. It's like CrossFit. How do you know when people do CrossFit? They will tell you.
Exactly.
So, go on, Eddie.
I would like to know how long it took Ian, because if I ever try to do it, I'm gonna beat his times.
14 weeks, he said. 14 weeks. And that's constantly up and
I
down,
would
up and
die,
down.
dude.
You'd be with
I would
it.
die at base camp. I'm not even trying, but I did. It's funny we were talking about Man of Steel. I got
And you thought of Ian? Sorry.
no, not at all. I got all the figures that Hot Toys did for Man of Steel this week for like really
Oh,
good
Zod
prices.
and everything, yeah?
So, yeah, I got Zod, Jor-El, and I really like that first Henry Cavill they did. Like, I think that's their better likeness of any of the Cavills that Hot Toys did.
Yeah.
So I really like that one, and we'll see if that changes when it's in hand. But because they're all shipping, I had everybody hold on to them because of the fires. So now that we're kind of in the clear, I said, okay, go ahead and ship them. So I should be getting them all the next couple of days. But yeah,
Cool.
I got them for really good prices too. So I was happy.
There
you
you
got
go.
the inner, you got the inner
capability.
Superman as well, so
Yeah, I'll compare them.
You
obviously.
reminded Michael Shannon. Man, that guy's intense. Like, even in that role, I'd say he even method acted for that role.
Yeah,
So I've seen
he's
him in a
great
few
actor.
roles where he plays like. You ever see The Shape of Water?
Yep.
No, I wasn't a fan of it. Watched it once, won't watch it again. But he was evil in that, like, you know, and he was evil, and he was really like convincing, you know.
Yeah.
Trevor.
Well, I should have tech should be at my door probably as we speak. Tick. Thanks to someone across the pond, Caffeinated Comic Fan, who rerouted his sideshow order to me because he didn't want it anymore, which is really cool.
There's a bit of
It
old
worked out.
rerouting going around this week, isn't there?
Yeah, there is. Yeah.
Isn't there? Edward?
But that and Paul, which is just insane, man. It's just
I am
incredible.
just like so jealous of you and the Scotsman, the flying Scotsman, the climbing
Muad'Dib.
Scotsman.
Gonna have Muad'Dib, too.
Muad'Dib. Totally worth it.
Yeah,
figure is
incredible,
insane.
man. Incredible figure. Probably, arguably, as much as I love Aragorn, this might be their best to date.
Wow. What do you think, Eddie? Are you like it's overrated, or are you?
No, I think that figure's insane. I want it. The only reason I'm not getting it is because I don't love Dune that much.
You don't like
Dune? Yeah, I really want a figure of Timothée Chalamet. Like, in general, like the movies he's done recently. Like, I love all the movies he's done, and that is arguably a great movie. It does nothing for me really, other than it is a great movie. But like, I don't care to go back and watch them or anything. So.
That's fair. That's fair.
But the figure,
But like, are you just saying
insane.
Dune? I see you're saying Dune. Like, would you? Like, I bought it on the strength of Dune 2. Like a lot of people.
Dune 2 is better, 100% better. I wish they spent more time going into how much of a badass Paul is. Like, I don't think they spent enough time on him battling and all the stuff that he did, and they spent more time on the politics of it. And I'm like,
Well, I don't want to go too far into it, but he's really, I mean, he's not supposed to be a hero. You know what I mean? Like, he's really not.
And
He's-
Messiah, like, I'm reading it at the moment.
yeah.
I'm interested to see how Denny. I think it's pivotal. What he chooses to bring to the screen from the pages, and what he omits, and what he twists.
Yeah,
'Cause,
absolutely. Because it's weird. It gets
Yeah.
weird.
I
And he
actually
admitted
like-
a lot of the weird stuff from the, from Dune too, like a lot of the background stuff. But yeah, I mean, I get it. I think you got to watch those movies. I know a lot of people are like, "Nah, I didn't even watch Dune 2 because Dune 1 was boring or whatever." Like, it's one story. Like, where they ended it was kind of strange, but I'm glad they did. Like, I'm glad it wasn't like a 4 or 5 hour movie, obviously, but there's nowhere to break that story without it being like, oh, that's it? Okay. Well, all right. But you watch them together and it's fantastic.
Yeah, I got this.
Yeah,
There's a
nice.
trend. Within the last 2 weeks, I've got the InArt rooted Batman, and I've got this BVS
that's great.
Superman.
Yeah.
It's a trend. I know these figures are going to be good, but maybe it's because there's people that just love 1/6 scale are in the collection. Then there's like the InArt extremists and the Hot Toys and extremists, and when they go to head, it's just bloody rough. And the ones with the Hot Toys extremists who don't like InArt will like one tiny little QC issue. They'll like, you'll see it 1,000 times to make you suggest that the QC issue is going to be worse than they actually are. But when you get them in hand, the InArt figures, I know I'm going to like them. I've got like 4 now in the Joker 2-pack. And my point is, these figures have no business being this good. And when I got this in hand, it was the same feeling I got the InArt Batman. I was like, I just cannot stay. I cannot stop looking at them. It is just. I knew I'd like them. I didn't realize how much I'd like them, and I'm gonna review this figure this weekend. And I gotta say, look, folks, if you're watching it because you want to see me like talk about how swapping out the hands, I did not swap out the hands because these are the hands I wanted for this pose. I'm not touching this pose. I'm not touching this cape. I will show you everything, but I am not reposing this. This is the way I want them here for like a year. And we have a very special guest. Really, really special. Just in time for me to tell the Eddie story, which he's going to fucking love. Man. Ben Thomas, how are you doing? Now it's a party. Good stuff.
Hey, Ben.
Long time. The prodigal son has returned.
Very like special bus special. You know what I'm saying? Like,
did you quit your job to be here?
Bus.
I cut out of work early. I've been watching you guys on the road all day, but I just got home, so throw on my sweater and have my work computer beside me. So if I go silent, that's the reason why I didn't tell the boss I was cutting out. But I'm never able to get here with you guys. So
you didn't pick this one up, did you?
I didn't. Which
you're not sold on the likeness. Does that be right?
I'm not sold on the likeness, but I'm still kicking myself because I don't have a red and blue Superman. I've got the black suited one, right, from Hot Toys. So that's been pretty good for my Henry Cavill likeness, and I've never had a problem with it. But this does look, it's growing on me. It's growing on me. I've seen some like. Maybe there's a batch 2 that looks slightly better with the paint apps photos floating around, and I'm like, I don't know if those are confirmed or denied, but for some reason it does look a little bit better. So,
and I have no idea if, because you know, you could take a photo of a first batch and then the second batch, and depending on the lighting, they could look different anyway.
Yeah,
100%.
So like,
yeah,
I just know that like. Okay, I've never been one to subscribe to you have to have it in hand. If a figure looks rough as ass on multiple vlogger photos and multiple different videos, it's probably not going to look like a 10 out of 10 when you get it. It just won't. There might be marginal differences, whereas like I've always liked the likeness of this, but I don't think it's the best likeness ever seen. And then in hand is like, fuck yeah, that is Henry Cavill, so maybe that's a marginal difference, maybe. Sure. But it's pretty damn good, Ben.
I mean, Eddie always hates when people say, you know, art is subjective and we all see things differently.
I'm Team Eddie on that. I'm Team Ben when it comes to the Funko Pops. I'm all Ben. You're onto something. But I'm Team Eddie when
there's a correlation there.
Yeah. Art subjective is in the Dark Knight subjective, whether you like that taken Batman or not.
I still do think likeness is
trying to
a
copy
bit subjective. I think likeness is a tad subjective because I do think we all see people's faces even differently.
Sure,
if
definitely.
If I took the same photo as every one of you guys took of Eddie would look different in all of those photos, and so like
better looking.
Would it still be Eddie? Like, yes.
But if J&D just chose one of those photos, if J&D chose any one of those photos and goes, "This is the angle of Eddie we're going to capture," and actually did it right, people wouldn't be giving him shit. Do you know what I mean?
For sure.
Like, because I get the Joker looks. Their face is always moving. The Joker laughs. He's not going to look the same as if he's stern. He's not going to look the same as if he's licking his lips. So they should have just picked one and go, we're going to home in on that.
True, but I've had figures in my collection like the Endgame Loki, for example, that in photos I thought the likeness on that looked terrible, and then I got it in hand and I'm like, it's not that bad. Like, it's not amazing, it's not perfect, but I still saw the Tom Hiddleston in there.
But also, you saw the same photo we all saw of that, like. Literally, guy takes it out and shoots it with a camera where his forehead looks huge. We all saw that. So even if you see a better photo, that image is still in your mind.
100%.
And I have that same figure.
Comparing that character to the way you've seen it lit in shows or movies too, which is may not be that them in a white light, that actor or whatever may look different. I mean, a lot of these things are taken. They got 3D scans and stuff now. I don't know if all of them use it, but they could definitely compare it to that now. You can definitely take a screenshot of somebody and overlay your sculpt on top of it and check it against that. So they should be really accurate. But yeah, it's all about lighting, man. And it's
I think
it's
you made the
always
right call.
it's the same thing with Aragorn. Yeah. When Aragorn came out, it was like I saw so many pictures of like, oh, this does not look like the prototype. The prototype was photographed beautifully. I mean, you have to compare.
That was the best prototype I think I've ever seen. And then like the Moon Knight one's pretty awesome as well. But just before I ask Ben, what did he get new this week, or did he get anything new this week? We got 59 people watching live. I appreciate that, and appreciate probably not ideal with the time difference. Maybe next week with the holidays we might get a few more people. I do appreciate each and every one person. At one point we had like 74 watching. It's pretty good numbers for us, so much appreciated. If you're watching now, hit the like, hit subscribe, leave a comment, get involved. If you're watching the replay, please do the same. Consider becoming a channel member, no obligation, but it's greatly appreciated. Ben, what did you get new this week? I have to resist to say yeah after that, because like, respect the Dean. Go on.
I didn't get it this week. I got it last week, but I got LeVar Burton and Geordie LaForge from Exo 6. Which I really enjoyed. I got the Krug figure from Exo 6 as well. So that was awesome. And then I finally got my InArt Batman, the Pattinson one. So
Nice.
We messaged briefly, but like after having it now, what were your thoughts?
the Pattinson, honestly, like I think it looks amazing, especially in the display. It's pretty posable. I didn't seem to have any of the QC issues in terms of like the magnet piece with that that pop out section on the chest. I know some people's like were just like falling out on them, unfortunately, but I didn't have that issue. My challenge was in the belt section. I found like the kind of the build a figure model that InArt's going with a little bit. It's fun, but also kind of a pain in the ass. And I broke 2 or 3 of the pieces in the process. And like, I was doing my damnedest to be as careful as humanly freaking possible. And yeah, I don't know if it's just that I got fat fingers or what it is, but like some of the little belt section pieces and stuff that like the clips just like immediately came unglued. So,
so what you're saying is absolutely not fun, and they should just do that for
it.
Us
wasn't like,
so it arrives.
It's weird because on one hand, I think it's boring sometimes when you just take a figure out of the box and plop it in the display and you're done. On the other hand, I don't like risking damaging the figure when I'm trying to like loop belt straps through an extremely small clasp and tighten it and try to like work it to a point where it looks good, or even like the gun holster section on the leg. You had to really like fold it because it starts out really like flat and kind of difficult to fold, and so as soon as I folded that around and velcroed it and stuff, it kind of was popping out in a weird way. And so like I would have liked it to be futz that kind of a piece kind of in the box, I think, but there's an element of building the figure that I think is still kind of fun, just not when it can be damaged so easily. So
yeah, that's fair. Good stuff. So look, seeing as you're here, we still actually, I forgot that I had other InArt InArt pictures that I found to show you. I might just flick through these really quickly first before I let Ben pick the next topic. So I just kind of googled InArt Malaysia Toy Show because that's where they are, or something like that. It's so fan and dealer summit. This is a toypanic.com. So fan and dealer summit. So that's what it was, fan and dealer summit 2025. So this is not the Tokyo, Japan 18th of January event, which is happening next Saturday. This is the fan and dealer summit 2025 where those images came out of. And if we just look there, we've got some Michael Jackson, and I think this is the Monkey King. Is it Wukong or something like that? From a game. We got the InArt Joker 2 of the 4-pack. You can see the back of Dune. You can see Ron. It looks rooted there. Monkey King, and then the Henry Cavill Superman. You got Legolas there.
Yeah, not liking that.
This must be Queen Studios or something like that, because I don't think they don't. It says InArt doesn't have the Marvel license. This must be Queen Studios as well. Paul looking fantastic.
Chainsaw Man?
Chainsaw Man, yeah, that's what it is, yeah. And this must be where the photos were kind of taken from. And Gandalf with some... I could have futzed that hair. Maybe they're supposed to be going for movement or something there. I'm not sure, but...
little humid in there, apparently.
Yeah, I just wanted. It's Malaysia. It could be pretty damn humid, I'd imagine. So yeah, I just wanted to share them. Ben, did anything float your boat that was teased by InArt, or not really officially teased, but those photos with the BVS and Lord of the Rings and The Walking Dead, anything float your boat?
The BVS Batman for sure, just because I've had my eyes on the 2.0 Hot Toys one that's coming. I haven't had like a Ben Affleck proper Batman suit in my collection. I've only had the Nightmare one, and I want to have all the Batmans on display, all the different looks of the Bat suit. So I was looking at the Hot Toys one, but now the InArt is coming out, so I'm going to kind of hold off on buying before I get to see which one I think I like more. And the Superman. I've got the Reeves Superman in behind me. It's easily still one of my favorite figures of all time from Hot Toys. You know, it's aged, but it's still kind of one of the last remaining grails, right? Like when you think about, you know, Superman, or even the DX09, I think it is, the Joker
Jack
that I've got
Nicholson,
behind me, the Nicholson. Like those two still haven't, knock on wood, been remade yet, so they still have that, you know, old kind of grail status. But it wouldn't be surprising to me to see Hot Toys respond with a 2.0 Reeves. Now that they know InArt's doing it as well. I don't know if Jack Nicholson's one will ever get done just because of the way Jack is, but hard to say there. But yeah, I think in terms of like catching my attention, ones that I'm most excited to see, it's definitely got to be the Reeves, the 2-pack. Well, I guess I'm assuming it's a 2-pack. Somebody made a great point on Let's Get Nuts.
If it's a 2-pack.
But somebody made a great point on Let's Get Nuts yesterday. I think it was Classy Thomas that said, he would almost hope that it's not paywalled behind a 2-pack. Like maybe some folks are just going to want a Superman or just a Clark Kent.
He's not wrong.
That's what they did with the Batman, so I think they would probably do that too.
And they probably learned from the Joker. Maybe.
Yeah, exactly. I think I personally would want both, because one of my favorite parts about Reeves' portrayal of Superman was how different he was able to change his whole look, just in the way he carried himself, the way he brought his body language forward, you know, his stutter, like all of it. He was so good at just like clicking it over into it. And there's scenes in the movies where he does it like simultaneously between kind of, I think there's one point he's going to kind of tell himself to Lois, and he stands up straight.
They have that in the documentary. It's amazing.
Right? And then changes his mind and sinks right back down.
Yeah,
his
shoulders go down, he puts the glasses on, and it's incredible.
So
main two characters, really.
Yeah, so I think having both characters for that display actually makes a lot of sense if you have that love for Reeve.
Hopefully, underneath the shirt, though, they have the suit, because you've got to have that pose, you know?
100%. Yes.
So.
Ian was saying that. I think he's dead right. So, Ben, we've... what's left on the board is Face Off. That will be a team event. If you've watched the show before, you'll be entering into a team event. You can pick who you want to be on a team with, and I will ask each team 3 questions. 1 will be what year was movie X released. 2 will be who directed movie Y, and 3 will be who played character A in movie B. So you'll be entering into a competitive, really high stakes team event with one of the panel members of your choosing. And the snap, you probably know what snap is. That's available. So Face Off's available, the snap's available, and the Doc Ock, which if someone picks it, I will tell you what it is. But I think we discussed everything else there. So yeah.
The Face Off I think is hard because for me, I never remember directors' names. I'm always the worst with directors' names. I'm good with
neither
movies.
does anyone on the panel. You will fit in just right.
I'm good with actors. I'm good with that. But the directors, I'm like, man, I don't remember those. I like Snap because it puts me in a very difficult position most of the time because I usually love both characters, and it's very difficult for me to take one off the board. So I personally would always go for the Snap over the Face Off, but I'm happy to do any of them.
Do the Snap.
Randall is suggesting more Star Race topics. We will take that on board. We will take that on board. We don't want to get trash talked. We will take that on board. So, do you want to pick Face Off, or do you want to pick Doc Off, or do you want to pick
pushing
the Snap?
him towards?
So is the Snap?
Have you picked Face Off? I'm down for Face Off.
Have you picked the Snap? No, your choice. Have you picked the Snap? Because we can do the Snap. It's up to you.
I like the Snap game more. I like the Snap game
Grant.
more because I always have this difficult calculus in my brain. So
okay, all right. So we're going to pick
where
the Snap.
Shane screws me over
Every single week. Okay, panel, switch over to... No, you don't just switch over to private chat. Yeah, you can, that's fine. That's a different thing. So, if you just joined us, this is where I torture the panel by showing them 2 different things, and they have to choose which one is snapped out of existence that they can never watch again or never own or yada, yada, yada. So, last week, A lot of people were showing a lot of loyalty to the Penguin, and I thought it was recency bias. I put the Penguin TV show up against one of the greatest TV shows ever, The Sopranos, and people snapped unanimously, nearly, The Sopranos, and used this excuse like,
God,
I haven't
what?
seen The Sopranos. Why haven't you seen The Sopranos? Adriana Lacerva, if you know, you know. The Penguin and Peaky Blinders. Which one will you snap, never watch again? Phil.
Penguin.
That is the correct answer. You are now you're still my friend. Eduardo.
Peaky Blinders.
Fuck you. Trevor.
Jesus. Penguin.
That is the correct answer. Ben, I know what you're going to say, Ben. I see it in your little face. Those beady eyes.
He's turning red.
Look at him there. He knows.
It's hurting.
I actually really liked Peaky Blinders, but I liked Penguin more. It just connected with me more, so I would snap Peaky Blinders. But I did like Peaky Blinders a lot. So.
And you know what? Again, we all make jokes, but part of my vision for the whole show that we would bring on guests who has opposing point of views, and we would time to time have heated debates or disagree with each other respectfully. And yeah, fair enough.
I would still love a Killian
I don't
Finger from that show, though. That would be sweet.
I don't know if the Penguin goes, I mean, God, how many seasons Peaky Blinders and The Sopranos?
Five.
But I mean,
five, and the movie is done, wrapped, finished.
Well, and Sopranos too. But I mean, even if Penguin goes that long, I'd have to wait that long to see if that was something that I was going to keep over either one of those two. I don't know.
Yeah, because you're snapping one season over 5.
Yeah,
that's true.
And
it was
Sopranos
great.
was good right in the end, and I think I thought the ending was good. Yeah, I just thought that was a cliffhanger and it needed to be happening. But Peaky Blinders 5 seasons. I like the way they tied it up. But there's a movie and they've wrapped filming, but Ben won't go see it because it has Barry Keoghan in it, and he just doesn't like the Irish. But
he was actually in a shopping centre in Merthyr up the road from me the other day.
Was he stealing?
Probably.
No, I'm joking.
Wow,
Phil didn't know. He walked the other way. He didn't even want.
My grandma was Irish, so I love the Irish. I just don't like Barry Keoghan.
Now Barry Keoghan is his upbringing is shocking. He was in foster homes, numerous different foster homes. He had a really, really rough upbringing, and he became famous to one of the greatest TV programs, Irish-made TV programs, about the gangs in Dublin. Came out maybe about 10, 15 years ago, called Love Hate. It was like 4 seasons. It was a bloody good watch. Crazy stuff it was a good watch. If you ever want to watch something Irish and it's like gang lad stuff, it's really, really well done.
Did you watch
stuff happens in it? Go on.
Did you watch the Banshees of Inisherin?
I did, once.
It's depressing.
Very depressing,
but good. It was well acted. It was just
Colin is good, and Barry Keoghan was great in that, and you have Brendan Gleeson and dark Irish humour and depression and all the stuff we're good at.
Exactly. I was going to say it was very Irish.
Yeah. But yeah, it's not a movie I'd watch again. But yeah, I for what it was, I thought it was good.
I may be on the minority side here, but I'd love to see him play the Joker. I'd love to see him be
Barry?
the Joker. Yep.
I gotta agree with Ben though. I gotta agree with Ben. You know what it is? That one cutscene I saw, I didn't like the look, the design of him, and I think I also was guilty of not liking the design of the Robert Pattinson Batsuit. What makes it cool is the stuff that they do. Like, I know when the first time I saw the DX-19 style suit, I was like, that is the suit I've been waiting my entire life. The same way that the White Stripes wrote Seven Nation Army and said, it's the song that everyone has had in their head since birth, but we wrote it. I think that the DX-19 suit was the bat suit I always wanted to see in real life. When I saw it before the movie, I was like, I love that suit. And then what he did in the suit, I loved it as well. Battinson didn't particularly like the suit, but what he did in the suit and how he moved and I Am Vengeance, that made it cool. So
it's not what he does underneath that defines him, but
there you go. Yeah. So
along those lines, right?
I wouldn't mind him having a crack at it because he's great in Love Hate. He was great in the Banshees of Inisherin. Fucking Saltburn. I'm never watching Saltburn ever again. But he committed. He definitely committed.
He did commit to that.
I'm snapping the Penguin because I love Peaky Blinders, and I just 5 seasons and the quality pretty much got right until more or less the end. I'm looking forward to seeing the movie. So next, I want to see how loyal people are to this penguin.
Oh, Jesus.
You got me with that one.
Brilliant. Love to see it.
Yeah.
Where are we starting?
Goodbye, penguin.
Game of Thrones.
Snapping Game of Thrones?
Wow.
One apiece. One apiece. Trevor, what you think?
Wow.
I mean, Game of Thrones ended horribly, and I hope the books change if I ever get the books. But still gotta snap the penguin, man. There was the first 4 or 5 seasons of that.
7
6 seasons of that.
The first 7 seasons were amazing, and then the 8th.
Yeah, I guess the
season was
first
one
7
that
seasons. Yeah,
took-
yeah.
took the dive.
Yeah, the 7th season was good too. Yeah, it was great.
Mhm.
It was great, and it was did a great job with the books, and then they just had to take it off on their own, and they blew it. But yeah,
The
snap the
guy
penguin.
from Game of Thrones, isn't he going to be in Ashoka season 2? Was he in
Shogun?
Game of Thrones?
Yeah, the guy who plays the Hound. He's going to be taking over for Ray
Oh,
Stevenson's
Ahsoka.
character,
Yeah.
Balin, yeah.
Yep. He's a great actor.
Yeah. He's awesome. I would snap the penguin as well. While it was very unfortunately let down by season 8, I thought right up to the end of season 7, I was like on the edge. I wanted to know what was going to happen with the Night King and everything that was going on. There were so many great storylines building. It was years of my life and excitement with friends and evening watch parties and all the things that Penguin was great, but doesn't add up, unfortunately. But again, hard because it's one season versus 7 really great ones and one kind of turkey. So
I would also snap the penguin. By the way, I think Penguin is 5-star TV. I think it's fantastic. It is amazing, but I'm putting them up against other 5-star TV. The only reason I'm snapping the penguin is because Game of Thrones gave us 7 fantastic seasons. Yeah, they fumbled the bag at the end or whatever, but let's not forget how incredible characters like Arya Stark were, like the Hound, like Robb Stark, like Daenerys for the most part, the things like the Red Wedding. I mean, Jaime Lannister, Cersei, they gave us the most evil. Everyone loves Darth Vader. He's evil, but you still love him. Heath Ledger's Joker, he's evil, but you still love him. Fucking Joffrey. Joffrey can burn, man.
There's a lot of
Joffrey
people
can
in that could burn. Oh yeah,
No.
a lot of
poor
people.
guy ended his career
Joffrey-
with that character.
He
was
was pure. You went too far. You never.
My
go full
favorite-
Joffrey.
My favorite part of this was having read the books, knowing what was coming with the Red Wedding, and knowing my wife had no idea, and then watching all
That must
the
have been
reaction videos, of the same people, the same situation, where there's somebody who knows what's coming and they're sitting with somebody who doesn't. Fantastic.
Okay, so the only thing that could have made saved Game of Thrones is if on the credits it ended with "Don't Stop Believing" in the same way that The Sopranos did. Okay. I really want to see how loyal people are. Not that loyal to Penguin, folks. This is easy for me. Bye bye Penguin.
level
Breaking
of
Bad's the greatest
difficulty
TV
here.
show. End of story.
Yeah, Penguin's gone.
I was never that loyal. You did pick shows that I'd never saw, so Penguin.
You get
always
off
won,
too
but-
easy sometimes.
No, I'd snap Penguin easily for Breaking Bad.
Hmm.
Is this going to be a clean sweep, Trevor?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Ben?
Same here, yeah. 100%.
And the Penguin's 5-star as well. But who knows? If Penguin gives another few seasons, maybe it does give Breaking Bad a run for its money.
Mm-hmm.
Good stuff. All right, so
If they do 5 seasons of the Penguin, they have to mention Batman at some point, don't they? I mean, come on.
Surely,
You got away with it in 1 season, but come on.
it's becoming like that big, huge celestial or whatever buried in the world in the ice.
Yeah.
No
Does
one
anybody
talks about it.
See this?
It's almost like they didn't really think it through, folks. I had an idea today. I was driving, and you know the way the TVA, I know some people love Loki and whatever. Do you know the way it went full multiverse? And at one point in the TVA and Loki, someone opens a drawer and finds a few Infinity Stones, and you're like, they were kind of a big deal there for a while. There were serious consequences. I thought maybe a lot of what I'm hearing is with the multiverse, there's no consequence. Someone dies. Oh yeah, get the other Iron Man who's from a different multiverse, but just so happens to look like Robert Downey Jr. Yada yada. Wouldn't it be good if when the multiverse thing happens with No Way Home or TVA, and you accept that there is multiverse and alternative timelines, Endgame. That in Loki or TVA, if they introduced that much, yeah, there are different timelines. Fine. What if instead of interlocking the timelines, the different movies were based in different timelines? So if there was consequences, they would be in those timelines. So there's still some sense of stakes. If someone dies, they're dead in that timeline, and then merge them, because it would make a bit more sense. Do you get what I'm saying? Instead of kind of going, oh, someone's dead, different multiverse. We're like, okay, this movie is branching, and they actually showed us a timeline. Like, this is the sacred timeline. This is happening here. The X-Men are over here. What if they actually used the TVA to introduce the different timelines and go, the X-Men exist here, and you think they're never going to come in, but then in Secret Wars something happens to bring them in, because it would still give you that sense of consequence and stakes. Is that?
Yeah, like it would have been if Colossus dies. It would have been cool if he was in here, but he died, and now they're in our universe. But Colossus isn't because he's dead, or something like that.
Because then they could added like multi stakes, and there'd actually be, you'd worry.
Multiverse stakes. Yeah.
I
just wanted to get rid of the
better
multiverse.
reason.
I'm so done.
Yeah.
It would have been a better reason to bring the TVA in and all the branch timelines and have more of a
there you
reason
go.
for why they
Because
showed it to us at least.
Yeah, and things wouldn't have to interlink as much, and there would be consequence and stakes, which might actually keep people a bit more interested.
Could argue they did that with What If, but they're not integrating like What If necessarily into
What If's pretty good though.
story.
I think certain episodes absolutely
yeah.
nail it. Folks, the Doc Ock there, the reason it's on there is because I'll go to him first. Look, 2 examples here. So I am pretty much set up. I spent the weekend cleaning, I'm not going to lie, cleaning mills, woes and detox and stuff like that, and giving things a good dust and giving things a good organize and reposing, rearranging, checking for lights and all that kind of stuff. And I'm filming a collection to our Mark IV this weekend, as well as the Superman unboxing review and stuff like that. Really looking forward to it. But when I was doing things, I was like, okay, accessories sitting in boxes, it's like just money left on the table. And I have this Doc Ock, no stand, standing freestand, just balance and counterbalance with his tentacles. None of the tentacles are touching the sides or the bottom. There's not on a stage, there's no glue. He's just freestanding, flat-footed, and just in a. I think I love this pose. And he had the right fist like this, but I was like, you know what? I've got one of those kind of material masks up in the attic in the box for Spider-Man Homecoming that I'm not using because his Spider-Man mask is on. If I just see what hands are available for the Doc Ock, let's see if it looks like he's holding, the Peter's Spider-Man mask. And I was like, it just adds that pop of red and really breaks up the kind of muted colors on this. It breathes new life into the pose I've had in a while. And I've done the same thing here with this DX19. I know it's not a perfect figure. I just love it. I'm still looking for InArt and yada yada, but I did a repose on this, and I always loved this figure, but it just makes me re-love it. Just that very simple standing there with the Jackson Shoe cape and that kind of really hero pose and the simple grapnel gun. So my question to you is, have you reposed anything recently, or have you experienced like you're kind of haven't posed the figure in a while and then you repose and you're like, oh my god, it's like a brand new figure? Has that happened to you recently, or can you think of, does that happen to you in general? And if so, what figures? Just jump in no particular order, folks.
It's probably a lame and simple one, but the InArt Batman, I literally turned the cowl around in his hand because one of the other guys in the chat, I think it was Jim maybe, had the cowl facing outwards.
Obviously, the InArt Superman.
Yes, but the hand obviously sits better when the cowl is facing Superman. And I literally took it off, turned it around, and I thought, wow, that makes a hell of a difference. But it was just something so simple. I didn't even swap anything out or change the pose of Superman himself. Literally just turned the cowl around. Made
Very
a difference.
cool. Anyone else?
Haven't really time to repose anything lately. Gonna get some stuff off the shelf, and hopefully I'll be doing that soon. But yeah, I've done it in the past, and yes, it has absolutely changed my mind about a figure, or just made me realize what a great figure it is for sure.
I just thought of one actually myself. I was having a hard time posing my Black Adam. I've just been having he's an oddly chonky boy, right? He's so thick in the legs, he's really thick in the waist and everything. I mean, he's huge. So
stop body shaming him. It's 2025, Ben.
All I can really find though is a pose where he just looks like a gorilla.
Stoic.
He's just so big. But I didn't have him. I've never had him plugged in, and so I ran a USB cord through the back of my cabinet the other day to the electrical outlet and got him plugged in and put his shroud over him. And just him being lit in this display has changed my love for the figure. I don't know what it is. He's basically still in the same pose, but just the fact that he's now lit just brought that to light for me. So really liked that one. And then I reposed my Batman Forever from Mars Toys, the Riddler or the Enigma Man or whatever they called him. I've got him now holding like the brain drain machine up against Robin's head, kind of coming up around him, sort of thing. And it's just such a Jim Carrey pose, but it made me like both the Robin figure and that Mars Toys figure a little bit more. So kind of fun. But you guys might have also seen I did get the Jackson Chu bat cowl for my Batman Begins figure.
Same here.
And swapped that out. What a crazy difference! Like what it's so like okay. The Hot Toys one is such a bad cowl that I am honestly considering, unless it triggers people, so you guys can let me know in the chat, to take a blowtorch and melt the old one on camera for everybody, just so they can see it slowly drip away. Let me know if that would be triggering.
Good
for
content.
anybody,
Well, apparently there's a poll going in the chat.
That's good content.
Should Ben melt the shit out of this face?
And that's exactly what I'm going to pose it as. It's the Hot Toys MMS 595, I believe, yeah?
Yeah, 595, yeah. I'll even if I ever sold that figure, I'll just sell it with the Jackson sculpt. I can't even justify selling it with the original. I don't think it would take anything away from it, to be fully honest. So it was rough. It was rough, especially that pouty mouth look that he does. So
JB says fondue that cow.
Fondue that cow.
I don't know, it sounds like 100,000 views to me.
Oh my god.
Should Ben burn and melt the shit out of his MMS 595 Batman Begins? Poll in the chat, folks.
Right there, man.
Poll in the chat. Thanks, Ben. You have. Do you know when someone's like an impact sub? When someone comes on and just like really make a difference? That's what you're doing right now.
There you go.
Yeah. Good stuff. All right. Okay. Yeah. What about you, Eddie? You reposed anything recently?
I bagged everything up recently because I had to take everything out for the fire.
Yeah. Did you boxed up everything?
I didn't even get to box it up. I had that evacuation thing happen last minute, so I literally threw. I have all of the accessories in bags.
You literally had the fire figure, the fire.
Yeah.
Figures. What
I was
were
telling.
you saving?
Yeah. I was thinking
Hey
that.
Phil, by the way, it's only 3, so
3.
don't be giving him 5.
Because
go on, sorry.
Adriana was really worried about the fires, right? And even when we got the evacuation order, I was like, it's still far from us. I told her this. I was like, if I wasn't dating you, I'd probably wait until I could see the fire outside of my house and then leave. So, like, that's just how I think about it in my head. I'm like, it's not going to get to me. But anyway, she was worried about it. So once we got the order, she was like, we got to go. And I was like, okay. And I'm sitting there looking at my collection. I'm like, damn, I got to take them all. And she's like, this is what you're worried about right now? And I was like, it's not that serious, but like, yeah, I got to take them. I can't leave one. And yeah, the first ones I thought of were the InArt ones, and then my Zorro. I'm pretty famous for having been selling all of my stuff at different times in my collecting career. And I've never sold that
Except
Zorro.
to me, of course. I don't
Except
know.
to
Well, that's where you got the money from your name, man. Selling your figures.
Yeah. But that Blitzway Zorro has made it since I started collecting 1/6, and I love that figure. So, and as far as like you're posing with different things, when I got the 1/6 scale Mr. Z horse to go with him, dude, that thing changes that figure to the next level for me. For me, it's like an InArt figure because the likeness is insane. It comes with a ton of accessories, and then you throw the horse with it, and it's like a DX. That figure is insane. But yeah, I didn't have time to box anything, so they're all in bags in a tub, and I think I'm gonna box it all up now just in case anything else happens. But
What's your
I haven't
favorite
gotten
bag?
to it. Yeah.
What's the favorite bag?
What's your favorite bag?
What's my favorite bag for
Yeah.
which figure?
Do you know what's in the bags? What's in the bag?
Wow, Zorro. Zorro's my favorite.
So it's a bag with Zorro.
Yeah.
So Eddie, seeing as you're talking,
You didn't think it was going to be that easy, did you?
do you want to control the narrative and tell our story? Because I'll make you look way fucking bad than you actually are. Do you want to just tell the story? I'm just gonna sit back and you can tell this story. It's
Okay.
story time, folks.
I didn't even think of. Yeah. Okay. So, recently, the InArt 4-pack Joker was released, and I was very vocal and adamant that because I hated Joker 2 so much, I didn't need that 4-pack. And even though it's from the first movie, how it tainted the way I feel about the character and all this, and so I don't need it anymore. And then it released, and I felt regret because it's an amazing 4-pack and it's insane. And obviously, I can't just pick that one up easily anymore. So, someone had messaged me on Messenger saying that a artisan Joker was available and if I wanted it. And I was like, yes, I kind of do want it because I want a red suit Joker. So that is the second best choice in my opinion. So Shane offered me his artisan Joker that he got on waitlist, and I took him up on his offer. And then I was told that it wasn't really an offer for me. It was more of a
Let's say it was for
trick,
Ian.
Of a trick that I had been bamboozled and brought back to the Joker game. So
What I actually said was, you've just proved you are a Joker 2 fan. That's
No.
what it was. It's branded
Wow.
Joker 2. I got you to buy a Joker 2 figure.
yeah,
I think
yes, you're right.
a few years back, Eddie, I was doing an important interview, and the first question was, tell us your greatest achievement. And because I was studying all the technical stuff, and that's an easy question, that completely threw me. In future, I will tell this story. I will mention you. But yeah, I'd hopped on the artisan, the wait list. I wasn't going to get it, but I was kind of going, you know what, someone might want this, and I'm glad it worked out. So yeah, cool. I'm glad you got it. So we're going to finish off on Face Off. So do you want to like two teams?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe you have Phil and Ben, and then we
Yeah.
have Eddie and Trevor. Okay, switch over to private chat, lads, and people in the chat, you can participate because the guys will be on private chat, but so they won't be able to see what you're typing. And right, so I'm gonna get the music sorted. Just in the meantime, I have to play this once a week. Someday I'll actually figure out like what's that from.
That was for our benefit, Ben.
That's how I felt when I didn't get that 4-pack, honestly.
Wow.
And everybody started reviewing it. So,
Okay, here we are, folks.
some ominous music.
We got the music sorted.
I know. Music is
Okay.
the killer.
We got let's say the team leaders here are Rogue and Eddie. So Phil is playing with Ben, and then
Wow.
Eddie is playing. His team member is Trevor. Right. Phil, we're going to let you go first. Your team. So feel free to discuss openly. Just say final answer when you have your final answer. First question: in what year did The Godfather release?
Oh my god.
Late 70s, early 80s, what do you think? Ben? Or later than that?
I know this.
79 is in my head for some reason.
I'm not sure.
I think I know it.
I thought it was.
I'm
early
really looking
80s,
forward
but
to
I didn't think
Gio
it was
coming
still
on
in
the show
70s.
because this guy knows stuff.
Could be around. Yeah, I don't know. I'd say 79 with you.
Yeah. 79, final answer.
Is that your final answer? 72.
Way earlier.
72.
Way earlier than I thought.
Question for Team Eddie. In what year did the movie Fight Club release? Your chance to take the lead.
Oh God.
I hate that movie.
Have you seen it?
Oh my god.
Eddie! No, Eddie, I agree. I always thought it was the
Wow.
only one.
Catch your cell phone.
I like Fight Club, but I don't remember, man. I think it was early 2000s.
I would have guessed 90s. I don't know though.
I thought it was. I'm trying to think of where I was when I first watched it.
Gio's got 2 out of 2, and I don't think he is googling.
That's not
I don't
helpful.
think he's googling.
I don't think he's using the Googleizer.
Gio, stop googling over there.
I don't know. I think he calls himself the movie canon. He must know stuff. I reckon. Yeah, he knows
That's why I called myself the Ben Thomas Show, because I don't know anything.
Got anything, Eddie?
No, you'd have a better guess than me.
What would be your guess? Because I'm guessing
I'd still
too.
guess 90s, like late 90s, but I wouldn't think 2000s. I could be wrong. Like 98, 99.
It wasn't 2001. It wasn't 2000. Oh, you know, it wasn't 2000. I don't know. Let's 99. 99. It's probably earlier. That was it.
1-0.
Oh
No
shit!
way.
Oh, good guess.
Same year as the
go.
Phantom Menace. No wait, am I right? I am. Yeah, the Phantom Menace and the Matrix. The Matrix.
Oh shit! Yeah, because I was thinking 2000, but that was the year I got married. So no, it wasn't that.
Okay,
I don't know
Phil.
where I was there.
At least you remember that year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
If you
it's
get
not
that
hard to
wrong, you're in
forget.
trouble. Phil, who directed Phil and Ben? Who directed the movie Forrest Gump? I was shocked. I did not realize this, but who directed Forrest Gump?
It's not Spielberg, is it?
I don't think so. I'm trying to picture the art box.
Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks didn't direct it.
It wasn't Zemeckis.
I've been to Bubba Gump in Florida as well. Come on,
I'm
man.
gonna push you for an
same,
answer,
yeah.
folks. If you don't know, maybe have a guess.
I don't remember.
Gio's
Ron Howard?
insane.
Ron Howard? No?
Is that your final answer?
Oh,
I think Ron
that's a
Howard.
good
I was
guess.
gonna say Zemeckis or Ron Howard or
Ron Howard then.
Is Ron Howard your final answer?
Ron Howard, final answer.
It is Robert Zemeckis.
Oh
Damn
shit!
it!
That was in the back of my mind.
Oh,
Did Zemeckis
I would've guessed that.
direct
I would've guessed
Back to
that.
the Future 2, or was it 1? Or he directed one of the Back to the Futures, did he?
He did.
Yeah. Was it 1 or 2?
I don't remember.
Or all?
I
He did
feel like
two?
I could see the white box with Zemeckis on it, but I'm like, no, I'm
Wow.
putting that in my own brain.
Ah,
I'm
damn
putting that
it!
in
I
my own
would've.
brain.
All right, we're screwed because that's the only one I would have gotten right there.
Okay, so it's 1-0. It's
I know
1-0
it.
to your team, a chance to basically to win and double your lead really. So the question you want to know is who? No, the question. What we want to know is who played Kane. No. I messed up.
Yeah, director. We need a director.
So I'm gonna have to ask you this question, and then your third question will be the director question. So I'm gonna have to ask you this question. Sorry.
Okay.
Who played Kane in Alien?
I don't even remember which one Kane was. Trevor, do you remember which one Kane was?
Yeah, but I can't think of his name.
Is it the guy from Breakfast Club? He's from Breakfast Club, right? The principal? Is that Kane?
Oh. Yeah, but do you know his name?
No, but it helps to remember what actor. No, I don't know his name.
No, I thought that was the captain. I'm confusing.
So Kane is.
No, I'm not. I don't know. I'm not, even if I knew who it was, remembered who it was. I don't remember the actor's name.
Even if I knew who I knew, I wouldn't know.
I thought it was.
No, I
Kane was the one that the alien came out of,
No.
right? No. Oh, okay. I don't even remember who Kane was.
Trevor's like, oh, in that case, no, still don't know. So
No, I think he was the captain, but I don't
You
remember.
want to throw a?
The I don't know his name either. I wouldn't even be able to throw a guess.
Yeah, no. I can picture him, but I can't. If that's who I'm thinking it is, I can't remember who the hell played him.
Gonna press
I
you for an
mean,
answer, folks.
I don't know.
Yeah, don't know. Final answer.
But wait. So that was no, that was John Hurt. All I can remember is John Hurt. I have no idea. I don't know.
What's your final answer?
Go ahead, Trevor.
It's the only actor I can remember. I don't think that was it because I think it's the captain.
Is that your final answer?
Sure. Fucking.
nowhere,
Are you fucking
John
kidding me?
Hurt. Yes. All right. So they're back in the game. It's one apiece. And if
I mean,
you get this
aside
one
from
right,
Sigourney Weaver.
It's 2-1.
Oh no.
2-0.
Well,
2-0.
I can't remember his
2-0.
name.
it's 2-0. Sorry, it's 2-0. All right, sorry, but like we're gonna ask you your question anyway.
Jesus,
So
he was.
your
Should've gone with
question,
Zemeckis. Hate to see it.
your question. We're gonna ask see if you can claw back. 2-1 looks better than they could still get 3. But your final question then: Who played Viper in the original Top Gun?
Oh man.
I'm sure he's an alien as well, isn't he?
I'm gonna allow that. He's actually an alien too. Yeah, look, you've lost anyway, but like, yeah, he is an alien. He plays the captain. He plays Dallas. I only figured that out today. I could not join the dots, and I've seen both of those movies like 100 times each.
That's who I thought the alien question was, and I couldn't think of his name.
I was
And
thinking that too.
Alien was 79, Top Gun was 84, and I swear to God, the guy looks older in Alien. But when I look back at it, it was like, okay, no, he's younger. He's just leaner in.
He's the one that knows
Gun.
Maverick's dad, and he gives
Yeah.
him a story. When he
Real
goes around
father
his
figure
house
and cool customer. Yeah.
I just don't know his name because I think
He was an alien too.
He's Dallas. I didn't.
Yeah.
join those
That's who I was
dots today.
thinking of.
That's
Yeah.
what I was thinking of.
That's who
I
I
had-
thought it was.
I had a biology.
Dallas. Okay.
I had a
okay.
botany lecturer in college.
Okay.
I swear to God, he was Viper. He looked like him.
And then,
Some man to fly a plane and water a plant.
Oh God, what is his name?
but I've got Michael Ironside, and I know Michael Ironside's a different character, so I know it's not.
Yeah.
No idea, Ben.
I think I know his first name, but I can't remember his last name.
The guy with the moustache, flat top.
Which I'm pissed
Don't have
because
to-
I was gonna watch Top Gun again recently, but
I don't think you're gonna get it, guys.
I'm not gonna
So,
get it.
and
But
I'd
he's
like to go to bed.
Dallas in Alien, right?
He's Dallas and he's
Yeah.
Viper in Top Gun.
Oh God, what the hell is his name?
JB reckons it's Kelly. Can we actually take a moment of appreciation
Yeah.
for Kelly McGillis?
Oh, Kelly McGillis.
All day long. She's got that loving feeling.
Oh.
Bum 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 bum.
I got it. I think I got it.
Boom, boom, boom,
I can't. Ben, no.
boom.
sorry, buddy.
I know it's not Michael Ironside.
Okay, it's Tom Skerritt.
I'm scared. I'm scared.
Let's see if the boys can get the hat trick. I have to ask him, so I'm going to go back to who directed the movie The Usual Suspects. This really shocked me.
God, these are hard questions.
are.
I did not
I've
do
never
my
seen this movie,
homework.
so this is on you, Trevor. Sorry.
Great. I mean, Usual Suspects.
What is
I
the
gotta-
usual suspects? What
I gotta
movie?
go back and watch that as well.
Who's in it?
Eddie, have you not seen that either?
What's his name?
I think you would love that.
Kevin Spacey. Kaiser
Yeah, Kevin
Soze.
Spacey. You'd love it, man. It's a good movie.
Gabriel
Is this
Byrne. Is it
this-
Stephen Dorff?
Gabriel Byrne. Yeah.
Is it still available because of the Spacey thing? And
Well, like
Yeah, I
if you
think
get,
so.
If you get rid of all questionable actors, we'd have nothing left.
True.
Should Ben burn and melt the shit out of his MMS 595 Batman Begins head sculpt? A unanimous yes, 72%. I actually thought it was going to be higher. 29 votes, 72% say yes. The people have spoken. 27% say no. So there you have it,
Fair,
folks.
that's fair. I wonder why the people said no. Like, what was like? Do they need one? Like, should I give it away? Like, you know, I Because I've seen people burn art boxes
Give away the
before, and then
burn
they're
one.
like, "Wow, you burned a perfectly good art box, and I've needed a good art box, right?" Like that's a piss off for the community, but nobody wants that Batman head. I can't
Yeah.
honestly imagine nobody wants.
I
that.
think there was some band who like burned a load of money at one point or something.
Jesus.
And people were like, they could have given that to the homeless. Or maybe it's
Yeah,
something like, I know
that's
this is not the same, like, but
Yeah, even the homeless don't want that Batman head. So I
Stephen
do it for super
Baldwin,
chats, man. Get some super chats in for that shit.
Yeah.
Stephen Baldwin directed it.
No. Oh, are you still playing? Or do you have a
Yeah, I
guess?
don't know. I have no idea. Quentin Tarantino.
It was Bryan Singer, and Bryan Singer, I believe, was the X-Men or
Singer
something
from
like that. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's
So,
right.
Well done, Eddie. Well done, Trevor. And look, because Eddie
done,
was
Trevor.
such a good
Horrible outing.
sport.
Sorry, Phil.
Man,
because-
no, you came up in '99, man. I was gonna say 2000. So it was you.
1 second, I'll turn the stuff down just before we finish up. That music, it's going to haunt Phil's dreams. Okay, there we go. I was going to get
That
rid of
was
the music
the actor I was thinking of, by the way, Trevor, from Alien. It's just not the
Tom's-
actor that I.
Oh, John
It's
Hurt.
not the same
Yeah, yeah,
actor
yeah.
from Breakfast Club I was thinking of, but
I just
looks,
pulled that out of
uh,
my ass because he's in Doctor Who too.
he was the
just
one
in-
that had the alien, the one that gets infected.
It was,
He
yeah.
was. He was. He was.
They didn't
Yeah,
really,
you're right,
they didn't
you're
really
right.
tell the crew or the cast what was going to happen.
Right.
It was a lot of
I
it
was-
was just like react, you know.
I was
so-
thinking Dallas. I was trying to think
Yeah,
of Tom Skerritt's name.
what I
That's what I was trying to think of. Yeah.
because Eddie was such a good sport and told that story so well. I'm just have to drop in something into the chat there.
Back in the chat.
So, Dogito, the movie canon, Darren 2501, Andreas IB, and Andre have been gifted a Trooper
Sweet.
channel memberships. So,
Nice.
thanks, Eddie. Folks, thank you very much to the 65 people still watching live. We had good numbers today. I think 74 at the peak. Really appreciate that. As usual, thank you to everyone who has ever watched any videos, liked any videos, subscribed to the channel, leave a comment, to ask a question, invite me on their live stream, become a channel member, all that kind of stuff. It is greatly appreciated. You know, drop a super chat and all that. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you to the panel members who take the time out of their Monday nearly every week. And thanks very much for Ben, a rare but very, very pleasant face to see. And yeah, I think I've got a Monday off in a few weeks' time. So if you're doing Let's Get Nuts, I'll stay up and
Hell yeah.
do that if that's okay. So,
100%.
folks, thank you very much. Does anyone have anything they want to plug or chat? We'll maybe do a roundtable. Phil?
No, just dropped a Obi-Wan photograph recently on Instagram. If anyone wants to give it a like and what have you, but
100%.
Oh, yeah.
not quiet.
Ben?
Yeah, if you missed Let's Get Nuts yesterday, check it out on the Ben Thomas Show. We had Classy Thomas back. He's made his return. He was very quiet, like he couldn't get much like emphasis out of his voice, but he was having fun, and it was a good show. Had a couple new panelists on. And quick like note to anybody watching or anybody here on the panel, like if you guys ever want to join Let's Get Nuts, it's a pretty open, pretty easy place to just have some fun and talk some
Great
figures.
stream.
So
Great stream.
it's a good way to get your feet wet with even just trying to stream and see what that's all about. So yeah, so check it out if you missed it. But no,
Great
otherwise
stuff.
I just appreciate the open invite, buddy. Sorry I can't come on more often.
Oh
but,
man, look, I send it
I
out.
love
I
your-
get
love
it.
your
I
show
get it.
too, so.
I get it. I get it. No, I appreciate that, and I watch. I always, if not on, I always watch Let's Get Nuts on the replay on the Monday. So thank you very much. Eddie, where are you causing trouble this week?
The normal places, CW on Tuesday, and either Let's Get Nuts on Sunday or on the movie canon with Geo. Usually I'm on those on Sundays, so I think that's it.
Excellent
this week.
stuff. Looking forward to having Gio on and Phil. Or sorry, Trevor.
Are we up against each other, Ben? I've got one 6-pack on Sunday at 7 p.m. We should be talking about all this InArt stuff, hopefully, that we'll see on Saturday. And yeah, this is not 1/6 related, but all my work for Mythic Legions photography is going to be compiled into a book that's on sale pre-order right now.
Very
the first 10
cool.
years. Yeah, 360
Very cool.
pages of a lot of my art. Oh yeah, I definitely will. It's up on my Instagram. If anybody's interested in it, you can find the link. Yeah, it's going to be coming out probably this summer. I'm still working on some images right now, but it's pretty cool, man. I'm pretty happy and proud of it. So,
Phil,
yeah.
can you like drop the link in the group chat and mention it to me when it goes live, and so I can drop it in? Like, did you have the link for where you can buy it?
Yeah,
or
I'll
yet?
send it to you. Yeah.
Cool.
I'll
And then
put
next
it up,
Monday
yeah.
we can actually drop it into the chat or pin it or something like that.
Yeah,
And
sure.
Okay.
No problem.
That's really impressive. I think that's very cool. I want to
man.
buy one of those. I want to support that.
Oh yeah,
Same.
appreciate
That's
it.
awesome.
Thanks.
Excellent stuff.
I think I can put it in the chat.
Super. And we can do it
There you
next
go.
week as well.
Oh, nope, didn't post. Whatever. But thank you.
We'll get organized and we'll
Yeah.
do it properly and do a plug for it, because that's how many people actually get a book published, man? That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is
Yeah.
pretty
So
cool.
yeah, very cool. Congratulations, man.
Thanks.
And look, well earned, folks. Just want to say massive appreciation. I've said this before, I'll say it again. When I first started the channel, the thought of having a show where I could speak to like-minded collectors and movie lovers, and that was mind-blowing, that people would actually watch it. And now that people support it, so I have things like channel members and super chats and stuff like that, that is nice, because it's an expensive hobby, and it's great to be able to put, you know, that bit of cash to subsidize the equipment for the channel or new figures or whatever, and even like the charity stuff as well. Like, it's like people dig deep when it's the kids, and I really do appreciate that, and I'm sure they do as well. So yeah, just it's humbling, folks, and look, forever thankful and humbled by it. So I really appreciate it. And on that note, thanks very much for spending
job.
some of your evening with us. And yeah, we're out here, folks. Look after yourselves. Good luck.
See you guys.